Welcome to the Realms, Saga of the Storm. This is our Pathfinder 2 campaign. We're getting ready to pick up where we left off last week. Wow, there's
somebody.
It was me. Give me your hero point back.
You lose.
That wasn't even a small amount. That
was like full blast.
Yeah,
like
I didn't even argue about it.
Hero points have been awarded already.
And taken away.
XP given out for last session, which I forgot, and we're gonna pick up. But before we set the scene, we are gonna have all the players introduce themselves. I'm Chaos. I'm running the game tonight, and we'll have the players introduce themselves and their characters with a quick description of who everybody is, in case you're just tuning in. And then we'll pick up the scene where we left off last week and begin playing. So, as is our tradition, everyone's gonna roll a d20.
Go.
Low die starts the descriptions.
13. Yeah, buddy.
Wow, it's me again.
10.
2.
Oh, you beat me.
Really?
I got a 1.
Oh, she didn't beat you.
Yeah, but I didn't want to go first.
Oh. Okay. Well, you're first.
Well, you win.
Too bad. You're the hero of the party has to begin.
Always.
The hero. Does that... No. No. Hi, I'm Zero. I'm playing Bork, the Goblin Bard. Apparently hero of the story.
What do you look like? Come on. Give me,
Again?
who's Bork? Come on. Who's Bork?
What is his motivation?
Anyway, Bork's roughly 3 feet tall, blue-gray skin, dressed flamboyantly.
With a mustache?
Sometimes wears a fake mustache.
We're going to buy you one of those for like an actual prop to wear.
I would be, yeah, I've got a fedora too. I mean, I can wear a hat and everything.
Sweet.
Not going to do it, but I could.
Oh.
Is it bad enough that I brought the ukulele?
It's true.
He is the bard. He does play it occasionally.
Very.
Occasionally.
All right.
Moving on.
So everybody, I'm Hurricane Katrina. I'm playing the icy Von Vinatrina, who is a Arctic elf storm druid, a lithe blue-haired elf with an attitude.
With an attitude.
With attitude.
With an attitude.
No. Well, I guess it depends on the attitude.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm playing Kazmal Kezakar, the grumpy / super sensitive, very sensitive,
Recently discovered super sensitive.
super shy and awkward Dwarven Ranger. Yep. Easily overwhelmed with stimuli. Totally.
Constantly.
Constantly. King of size. Anyway,
No, I was going to say, not like the weapon.
no, yeah, not size.
Occasionally the size of adoration.
Right, yeah. About 4.5 foot tallish, copper hair, very weathered look.
Argyle is giving us some tips on upping our mics.
Hold them closer to you guys too then.
Yeah. Put him more.
So mine is as close as it always is.
Okay.
Is that better?
I don't think I can get any closer to it.
How do you like me now?
Yours was fine, Zero.
Oh, good. Because I
Uh,
can just talk louder.
I am already grumpy. This is true.
and last but not least, I am Matt Fellman. I'm playing Jax Mordecai and Silvari, 2 characters in one. One is a fit young lad, 6 foot, 190 pounds. He's got like dirty blonde hair. Looks like a farm boy. But within him, he's wrestling with a air spirit. Looks a little breezy.
No one knows what Savari looks like.
Toxic windbag.
He's trapped in Jax.
Trapped within him. But he talks like this. So it's definitely a change. Yeah, that's it.
If our mics do need adjusting, let us know. We didn't get a chance to sound check today. Our production went on vacation for 2 weeks.
The nerve.
The nerve.
One of our productions is currently trying to help us via chat, so that's
From
good.
300 miles away or whatever, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
From deep within the bowels of winter.
I want a split personality. I think I have a Russian accent.
Overplayed.
Oh.
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 But it What about Pikey? Because Dugs, I like Dugs. I get a Dug.
No.
We
So
need a yellow cat.
where we left off, our group had traveled from their town to Riddleport, seeking answers to why this attack came upon their small town of Storm's End. In Riddleport, they were drugged and shanghaied and put on a slaver ship of hobgoblins that took them from Riddleport down into the Inner Sea in Golarion. Inside the Inner Sea, they were rescued by basically a privateer vessel sailing out of Westcrown with the Cheliax flag from House Mirenda. The vessel rescued the group, brought them over to the ship before sinking the pirate ship or the slaver ship, and then brought them back to Westcrown. The captain of the ship was a priestess of Iomade named Leona, and then her husband, Arborghast, they were told was the actual admiral of the fleet, and they apparently have several more ships out there. We ended the session with the group just getting into Westcrown, and they were coming off the ship onto the docks to meet three persons of interest that had walked up. One was a very large Hell Knight that they had been informed was an elf underneath all the armor.
Largest elf ever.
Largest
Mutant
elf
elf.
ever. Another one was a very beautiful redhead wearing a like velvet-looking dress, and then the middle person of this trio was a young noblewoman who looks like she's barely out of her teens, if at all. But she does seem to be leading this trio. And Leona had gone up, and rather than like bowing down in front of the noble, had gone up right up to her and given her a hug. And they had had a brief chat, and then Leona had turned and said, "Allow me to introduce everyone," and we had ended the session at that point.
Ended like that.
Ended like that.
All right.
That is where we're going to pick right up from. So, Leona, turns and points at the knight. Says, "This is Sir Balthazar." Doesn't give a order though. Which just, this is Sir Balthazar. This is my lady's advisor, Lasandra. Points to the redhead. and she smiles at each of you, and it's a very it's a smile that says she knows more about you already than she should.
I hate when they're at an advantage.
and then she turns to the woman in the middle and says, "This is Lady Annabelle Mirenda of House Mirenda."
I like bow, but awkwardly so. Like,
And
my lady?
Are we supposed to be bowing?
I don't know.
Leona turns back to the four of you then and says, "May I introduce Von Vinatrina, Casmal, Jax, and Bork, all from Varisia."
Like a nod.
Nod.
I'm not bowing, but like a head nod thing. Yeah.
This is too much.
It's okay. It's okay, Cass.
No more tattoos.
We need to get this guy a weighted vest.
You think his armor'd be enough?
The weighted armor.
Hello. Hi. We're from Varisia, like she said. They rescued us. Really, that's really great. Thank you by the way. We wanted to help, right? Help. Any way we could, as sort of a...
Watching him.
We find ourselves in a unique situation where we have nothing other to do at the moment than maybe be of service, and we would like to give gratitude for being rescued. And as these are your ships that they're serving, do I understand
They
that
are.
correctly?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what we would like to do. Is yes.
Yeah.
Well,
If we could be of service.
and she turns and looks at Lasandra, and Lasandra just kind of gives like the slightest of nods. And Annabelle looks back. She's like, I think we could find some services for you for sure. But let me just welcome you to Westcrown.
Oh, thank you.
And let me reassure you that the rumors you may have heard of Cheliax don't hold sway here. Westcrown is very different than the rest of this country. And as you said, I understand you have probably lost much. And so allow me to offer you the sanctuary of my house.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's very generous of you.
Leona and I have some business to attend to, but Lasandra will show you to the guest quarters and make sure that you're taken care of, and then we'll talk later this day about employment, if that's your desire to stay in Westcrown for some time, or if you're looking to leave Westcrown, we can make arrangements for that as well.
That'd be great. Thank you.
It's very nice meeting all of you.
And I
Nice to meet you as well.
I bow again.
And she just gives like a brief nod, and she turns and walks off, and the Hell Knight stands there for a moment, looking over all of you,
I raise up from my bow.
and then without a word just turns and follows her.
I do the same thing to him. I was just kind of like lean back, and
It's a lot of armor
that's
and a really big sword.
awesome.
He's like somewhere, but like he's somewhere around 6'8".
Druid is not impressed by armor and big swords.
Okay.
I mean, he's probably impressive and scary, but I'm not going to treat him any different.
That's right. You tell. As he was walking away, he didn't hear me.
Lasandra that kind of like steps up then. Leona goes with them as well, and then the three of them walk off, and Arborghast kind of hurries after them and like catches up with them. Like he was kind of off still on the ship a little bit, and like sees them leaving. He's like, oh, and he goes kind of at a trot to catch up.
Bye, Arborghast.
What was he doing when he was on the ship? Did we catch that, or was he just like hanging back?
He was just
watching?
helping. Yeah, he was helping
Oh, okay.
stow everything basically and get the ship done. He goes running off with a little Kosh under one arm, basically like carrying her and sitting on one arm, and he goes bounding off after them.
Aww.
See you later.
Well, that's over.
And Lasandra like I said, she's still there. She steps up. Is it your
Not over.
first time in Westcrown?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I thought Lysandra walked off.
No,
with-
Lasandra stayed.
Okay,
This is Leona.
I
There's a lot of L
apologize.
names to.
for my sudden
down.
distraction. Yeah, right. Absolute first time in Westcrown.
Is it that obvious?
No.
It's obvious. Come on, we got hay in our hair still.
Well, let me show you where you'll be staying, and yeah, we can. And she walks like right next to you, and like puts her arm through yours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's let's go, guys. That's fine. Try to pop himself up. I'm like,
And yeah,
If this happened to you, you'd be crying right now.
I would just turn it to a puddle. And we're done.
and begins walking with you through this large garden, this like park basically that's set up with this large oak tree in the middle of it.
That's right, because the ship's docked, and there was like a huge park where it docked at.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Just past the dock. Like this is not like the docks of Westcrown. This is like a private dock at the island where all the nobles build their houses.
Oh, I didn't catch that. We stopped at the
Yeah.
island.
You guys went past the
That's
peninsula
right.
to
I
the
did.
island.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
swanky.
And so, as you're walking, Sandra's like,
like-
this district is known as Perego Regisona. This is where many of the noble families who have been exiled to Westcrown build their homes. It is considered not the greatest honor to be in Westcrown.
Exiled for what reason?
Not being an ally of the throne,
Oh, okay. Okay.
being troublesome to the queen, or
Oh.
just being a small enough house to not warrant having land in Nagorian.
Gotcha.
why does she let this city do its own thing?
Westcrown is still a major port city for Cheliax, and many goods pass through here. The fact that Westcrown is not as rigid with Chelaxian traditions means more trading partners are willing to come here.
Right, because who wants to trade with the devil if
Exactly.
if you
If there's a
can't-
lesser devil.
right. If
And
there's-
as you guys are walking and talking about this, like down the road a ways, you see like an entourage of nobles going, and there is a literal devil walking with them, like down the road, just talking to the group.
is that a devil?
Yeah, it's like red and black robes, large curled horns with contracts,
Not a
like
tiefling.
parchment and stuff draped over the horns, like 4 horns coming off, and they're huge, like the size of limbs. And this devil is walking, and it has like different parchments and scrolls hanging from the horns, and it's like talking, like reading one of them and talking to this group of people as it walks through town.
I'm like,
I think that would wreak havoc on your neck.
Having that big of horns.
Well, with stuff hanging off them.
So that
is that
Yes,
normal?
some of the rumors of Cheliax still do hold true for Westcrown.
I was just being funny with the devil comment.
You better watch how you make that comment around.
Apparently, I didn't know there was actual devils here. Thought it was just
Many.
Oh,
A few years ago, you would have seen demons in the streets too, but that's been resolved.
good.
So how do devils fit in here?
The ruling house, the thrice-damned House of Thrun, took power in Cheliax almost 100 years ago now through deals and contracts they made with devil armies, with Osmodius.
So
Devils are a fact of life in Cheliax.
So what is that particular devil's job that we just saw? What is he doing there?
Oh, I'm not sure. Something to do with that house. Probably renegotiating contracts for some of the nobles. Or possibly their servants.
Wow.
So, are the devils independent in this city?
They
Like,
work
do
for Osmodius, most of them. Although some work for the other archdukes.
Okay.
Way more than I've ever been involved
Like, and you
with.
see, like, as they're going, like, there's other people that pass, and no one really gives a second look.
I mean, well, we're like,
So I'm curious what their general disposition is. Like, are they abnormally cranky? Do they just dislike people unless it's...
Devils?
Yeah.
Actually, they're normally quite charming.
Okay,
and
so I could walk up and spark up a conversation with one. And
you
not have an
absolutely
issue.
could, although I'd be careful doing so.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Mortal souls are easier to sell than you'd think.
so don't deal with them. Got it.
I would generally recommend against it.
Okay.
What happens if you sell your soul?
Probably get something.
Generally, trading for some temporary power now for damnation in the hells.
Huh.
Interesting.
Many think they can break the contracts. Most of them are
Doesn't
wrong.
work that way.
Most, but not all.
Bork starts thinking.
Just enough to entice you.
That is a theory of it, is that they do allow some souls to escape to give people that hope, to make them more likely to enter a contract.
Oh, that's clever. Some of these houses are bigger than our town. Look at that one over there.
And as you're going, like, you're coming up
Huge.
on this, like for Westcrown, it would be considered like a large townhouse-looking home. Like, it's bigger than anything that's been in your village. And
It's bigger than
and
the inn.
it's super elaborate looking, and she's leading you up to that building
Oh.
as you see
Beautiful
this.
home.
Is this the main house?
This is the guest home that you'll be staying in.
The guest home.
This is the guest home?
How many stories is it?
It's 2.
Holy cow.
It looks like it's a little bit bigger than the inn was back at home.
Oh, wow.
The spoon, if I'm remembering right, as GM, is that
I
right?
believe so.
The spoon, yeah.
No, the shoe.
Shoe.
Sorry, I
The
thought
shoe.
you-
That's right.
the
The
shoe,
shoe.
yeah. I thought you were like
called the
in
horseshoe.
character,
No,
so
no.
I was like,
SGM.
Wow, this is something. Do we have to pay? Is there rent?
No. Lady Mirenda is quite generous.
Is there a market somewhere so I can go buy?
Are there things that you require?
Yes.
We can get them for you. As long as it's not too...
Okay.
We'll have our manservant run for you.
At least until maybe we get a feel for the town, right?
Well, the market is across the bridge. And you'll have to leave the island.
Okay.
I'd recommend having a guide for that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because they probably don't just let any riffraff onto this island. I noticed there's...
Getting onto Regisona is complicated sometimes.
Gotcha. Okay. There's like guards and whatnot.
There are guards and whatnot.
You don't want criminals running around.
This is...
This is a lot to take in right now.
So as you guys approach this gorgeous manor house, door swings open, and there's this very stuffy-looking thin halfling standing there, like dressed in butler's garb.
Not sure that we would really know what butler's guard is.
Is this guy that lives here too?
This is the manservant I was speaking of.
It's a manservant. Like a servant.
Well, it sounds like a servant that's a man.
Well, I get that. I mean...
Is he indentured or?
So you say that, and
Yeah.
and like he like kind of ruffles at that a little bit, and he's like, "I am no slip."
Excellent.
Hello?
And I grin at her.
And she's like, "May I introduce Gulliver, who is the major domo of the house here. He will take care of anything that you need. If you do wish to go into town later, I will be your guide. I would just be ecstatic to show you around."
That would be... Well, maybe after we get settled
Whenever
in.
would be convenient for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, she like goes over to you and like crouches down to get like eye level with you more, and she's like, it is an absolute pleasure to meet you. And she like goes to like shake your hand.
Thank you.
And yeah,
Likewise.
and like and her hand is warm, and you feel almost like electricity course through. Like she's even as a goblin, like you can see the beauty in her. And yeah, it makes your pulse quicken just a little bit, just touching her. Yeah, you're like, you come down from your kind of like, now that she's let go of your arm.
Mm-hmm. She's not touching you anymore.
And she turns to you, like stands up, turns to you to like shake your hand as well.
Mm-hmm. No, I'll offer my hand. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, same thing. Like you feel just this warmth from her.
Uh-huh.
Does
So
she feel super cold? Because you're an Arctic elf?
I'll stab you with an icicle. No, I'm not cold. Am I cold?
I don't think so.
No.
You just weather cold very well.
No. In fact, I'm really warm to make up for being able to be cold. So she also feels warm inside.
Yeah, and like I said, you feel that same kind of like a little bit of electric pulse almost from her.
Ooh, okay. Do I have an opinion on that?
It's up to you.
Does it register alarm bells?
No, not alarm bells.
Okay.
And then, yeah, she turns to you and, like, she puts a hand very casually on your shoulder, and you feel that same kind of warmth spread from it. And she's like, "It's a pleasure meeting you as well."
Niagara
You too.
Falls.
And of course, Jax. And she, like, reaches her hand out.
Oh,
You know,
I would take her hand.
and she grips your hand, and, like, yeah, you feel that same kind of warmth spread up your arm even, and she's
Ooh.
like, "I look forward to seeing you again."
You when yes later.
While she's saying, and whatever to everybody else, I'm going to go up to Gulliver. Was
Gulliver?
it? Yeah. I'm sorry if I offended you. It wasn't my intent. I was just trying to figure out what...
Very good, sir.
Okay.
Where we come from, there's no such thing as slavery. So, or even really servants are not
Ah,
a
from
thing.
the sticks I see.
The hinterlands, indeed.
Very good, sir. Ma'am, follow me, please.
Pip, pip.
And he turns
Just
and
take off walking.
Follow in.
You go into this just beautiful, foyer, opens up. There's like a coat room off to the side.
Ooh, I go in there.
We probably feel like super salty, grimy.
Yeah.
Wow, this is just...
Is the coat room full of coats?
No.
Oh, okay.
It looks like it's the size of my house.
I say if it is, I'm touching all of them.
And then it goes from there into like a large like sitting room, living room type of area with a large fireplace. There's no fire going right now. It's actually pretty comfortable in here. And
Are we still in really warm temperature, by the way?
yeah. This is like Mediterranean.
Okay,
It's a lot of open air.
Breezy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, I mean it's a very open air floor plan, and you see like this big staircase that goes up to like a balcony area that you can see there's like more rooms and stuff upstairs, with this big 2-story ceiling on the main living room area and dining room that just comes right off from it, and what appears to be a kitchen off in the distance.
So Mr. Gulliver, sir, do we just stay in any of these rooms, or?
I'll have rooms prepared for you, sir. I wasn't aware that we were entertaining guests, but I can also have baths drawn up in short order.
Oh,
Please.
yeah, it's been a while.
That might be good.
As we're walking through, I'm just kind of like meandering all over the place.
Going through different rooms.
Like,
I mean, the rooms are fully furnished and decorated very nicely.
Oh, no, I mean, just like
There's a big kitchen.
all over the place.
Big kitchen,
All right,
fully stocked.
I'm going to go in there for a bit.
It's like a basement larder too. There's like a staircase that's very open. It's not like a trap door. You're used to the shoe having like a trap door that goes into like a cellar, and you're like, there's stairs going down.
I come back. Hey, their kitchen has a dungeon. I'm gonna go check it out.
All right. Well, we've been on a slave ship. We're not normally this filthy,
Very good, sir.
and yeah. So that'd be great.
So is a slip what your word for slave here?
Slip is reserved for half-lane slaves. Yes,
Is that derogatory?
it depends on which side of the ownership you're on, I suppose.
No, I mean when you said it, was it derogatory?
Oh, absolutely. Filthy creatures.
Gotcha.
So I'm confused. Do you not approve of halfling servants?
Slips are slaves, not servants.
Oh, okay. You're downstairs.
Are you getting this?
You're downstairs. Find those pickles.
Bathing would be great. However, we don't have fresh clothes to get into.
I will see what we can drum up. I may have some clothes in storage.
We can pay. We've got some silver.
I highly doubt
I have
that,
a
sir.
feeling we'll be paying. It's okay.
Oh, well. So it's like free?
No.
Hmm.
We offered our services.
Do not doubt Lady Mirenda's generosity.
Oh, we don't. We're just new to this noble
And
thing.
he kind of turns and he walks off. He's like, I'll have your bath prepared first, ma'am.
Thank you.
You can let us know how it is.
It's probably going to be awesome.
I've never had a bath in some place so fancy.
Yeah, I mean, the interior is mostly stonework. And there's like
Check out that stonework. Yes.
thick rugs on the floor. Like,
Just get on one of the rugs. I'm like, oh my god, feel it. It's so thick.
I might go to the basement. Bark.
Hey, what?
You okay?
Yep, I'm good.
Is it a cellar?
Pickles?
And then some.
Oh.
Come wandering.
there's pickled eggs, pickled onions, normal pickles of various varieties.
Oh my god, pickled onions. Can you imagine the smell?
Cocktail onions are pickled.
I know, but
They're
just
delicious.
if you're eating, like, just pull out.
Unfortunately, I'm allergic to them. But
Oh.
I think Bork's going to be a while.
I come wandering back up with like a jug or like a tankard and like a
There's-
sandwich.
There's some like crazy aged pickles like in the back corner.
Ooh, and like a bowl of just stuff that smells like pickles.
Just poured the pickle juice off onto stuff.
No.
So Gulliver comes into the kitchen, and there are other halflings working here. They don't look as well dressed as he is, but they're like running water and running upstairs and like prepping rooms. Very good, sir. If you do require anything from the larder, I would request that you run it past me first.
Oh, sorry. Sure.
I come running in. You guys got to feel
I
the
like lean
thickness
over
of
to some
that
the other
rug.
halflings there, and I'm like, did you guys make these?
No, those were here from a couple of years ago.
Oh, they're fantastic. I'm like stomping back in.
A great year for pickles. Fine vintage.
Like,
And yeah,
set the
the house turns into a flurry of activity of halflings, prepping rooms upstairs, and
Oh.
like
Hey, have you ever heard of botulism? Because maybe you should. I don't. Pickles go bad.
a lot of things go bad.
Have you seen what he eats?
I know, but still, like, there's got to be a line somewhere where it's just.
They're delicious.
I'd be fascinated to find out where that line is. What
Sorry,
won't he eat?
my apologies.
It's all hoovering down like pickled eggs. They have pickled eggs.
what's Casmal doing in all this?
I like reach over with the hem of my shirt, and I'm like, wipe the drool off his face.
This is not the woods.
I like lean on the
Yeah.
counter at one point, and then I take my hand off and go,
Yeah, as beautiful as this is, it
making it
doesn't
worse.
feel entirely comfortable.
Try this one. It's sweet.
The sitting room has really like overstuffed couches and
I'm
chairs
telling
and
ya.
stuff on it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you have that feeling like I don't want to dirty anything
Yeah.
up just yet.
Yeah.
I look down at what we're wearing. Like, it's not bad.
So
Now you can have pickles for dinner.
Gulliver comes up to you after just a few moments' time. He's like, "Ma'am, the bath is ready. I'll escort you to the room, and I can show you some changes of clothes we've."
That would be awesome. Thank you.
And yeah, he takes you upstairs and you go into a room that looks like it hasn't been used in some time. But it's like it's been rapidly cleaned. But like, I mean, it has that sterile, not lived in look. And there is like a large copper tub in the middle of the room,
Oh my.
like clawfoot design, but and you can see the steam coming off of it.
The girl in me is totally
Girling out.
given. Yep.
And there's like a tray like that is built to rest on the side of the tub, and you can see a bunch of different soaps on it. And it looks like some bottled concoctions you don't recognize.
Interesting.
And there's a clothing rack set up that has a bunch of like more formal looking dresses, mostly in hues of like orange to yellow.
Oh. Orange isn't really my color. Do you have anything in like blue or white?
There may be a white I can find.
Just out of curiosity, why is everything orange or yellow?
Oh, these were just some clothes that were in storage.
Okay. I'll look at them. I don't want to
They're
be. I don't
very
wanna
well
be-
made. They look like they're made for like somebody with a little more of an adventuring life. They're dresses, but they're definitely made for someone who's used to being active.
Okay, so
They're
so
active
that's
dresses.
impressive to me. That maybe changes my mind a little bit. Maybe I can settle for a pale yellow color.
There's even
if
like an
there's
orange
one.
that leans more towards brown, like a little more naturey,
Oh,
a little
okay.
more earth tone.
Okay, yeah, I can go for that. Still is gonna look a little awkward with my hair, but that's okay. I picked that one.
Okay.
Blue.
Blue, very blue hair. Yeah. Huh?
Hmm?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's okay.
All right.
Do we really want to stay here and work for people?
Well, I don't think we'll stay. We'll just do some work to help them out for helping us out of a jam, right?
Most likely they're not going to need us to do things constantly, so we can find out whether or not there's a library, we can do some research.
Did you see that devil?
Yep.
Is that what that was? That's what that was, right?
What?
I reckon it was.
I didn't think literal devils were hanging out here. That's crazy.
It's not okay. I'm not okay.
Are you getting?
I'm not okay.
It's okay, buddy.
Nope, that's
It's
not
okay.
okay. No, it's not okay.
No, it's all right. Just bring it down.
I'm curious what happened to Karn.
Oh, is Karn with us?
No, you guys left Karn on the ship.
All right. He was sleeping. I
I don't
look,
know why, but
I look
am
at one of
curious.
the halfling like cooks because I figure we're standing in the kitchen while Bork's eating his. mixture.
I walked out to where you guys were.
So you guys are kind of out in the living room, just kind of standing around.
Yeah.
I'll like lean into the kitchen where the halflings are. Excuse me.
Sir?
We have another friend on the ship. He was unconscious, sleeping or something.
He has woken up at one time, though.
Yeah, he did.
Well, yeah, until he got drubbed by a hobgoblin.
You wish I had a message sent, sir?
Yeah, if we could have him meet us here.
I can get used to this.
And your friend's name?
Karn. What was his last name?
Barely remember his first name.
Of the wolf. I actually have it in my other notebook because I switched. I haven't written the other parts in. What was his last name?
I don't know. We just called him the Ulfin.
He's an Ulfin.
Karn the Ulfin.
Yes.
Aboard the ship that you arrived on?
Yes, and he looked like this, and I describe him.
Very good.
He might be a bit surly.
Might.
Yeah, he's with us.
And this was aboard the preemptive retaliation?
Yeah, and we were so swept up in getting off of the ship, and
Very good.
he got left behind. So,
I'll send a message right away.
thank you. Do I give you something here?
No,
Here,
sir. No.
I hold out a silver.
Very good, sir.
Oh.
And they just go.
So weird. I've never.
You're making this so awkward.
You're not helping.
We always pay for what you get, and that's what my dad always taught me.
We always bartered.
Well, bartered.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little just weird. I'm just
The major domo comes back down to you. He's like, "Sir, your bath is ready as well."
Okay.
This way, sir.
Do you want to borrow some soap?
There's already soap there.
Oh, cool. Wait, you don't use soap? What kind of savage are you? Jeez.
Yeah,
I turn away from it.
the other bottles that were on the tray too are some kind of like more liquidy soap.
Okay.
Shampoo.
Do I see a comb?
Shampoo for people who know what they're,
that's fancy.
I imagine being a elf,
the-
like that. I would maybe.
Yeah, and there's the assortment of combs and
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it looks like I'm all set. Thank you.
yeah, he leaves
He's
you to
already
it.
left?
Yeah, he
Oh,
left.
You
okay.
turn around and he's
gone. Yeah,
like that.
and there's a rack like set up right next to the bath that has like towels hanging, like really thick, soft looking towels.
Ooh.
You know,
I
I'm used
walk
to
around the
bath at
room.
inn where it's several tubs in one room. This is weird.
Yeah, you're taken to your
You
room.
can't chat while you're
Vaughn's not
in a
there.
bath.
I'll go back to the inn.
Before I take my clothes off, I'm gonna like walk around the room and kind of like, I'm just looking for secret doors or like if somebody can look through pictures or
Poking the eyes pictures.
I'm really paranoid after being kidnapped. Like everything feels suspicious still.
No,
like,
nothing
this
like that.
doesn't feel comfortable.
No webcams. You're good.
Oh, good.
Nothing Scooby Doo.
So, think of
All the furnishings are really, really nice. Like nicer than anything that was in your town.
That's kind of why I want to
Okay.
go to the library.
right.
Then I slip gratefully
inn.
into the bathtub and proceed to wash myself.
Yeah, so you're taken in there, and there's some clothes that seem reasonably sized for you, just kind of generic, or like they look like workers' clothes.
Fair enough.
Gardener.
Right. Yeah. I'll go in there.
Just an ale house, I think, would get you some cool new songs and stories of people coming.
It's the
in.
same setup. It's like a copper tub, the whole thing.
Right. I'm like, the shampoo comes in something I
Partially
could have bought the
why I
inn
want to
with
go to the
back home.
marketplace. And get a feel for.
I'm like,
things.
Glover comes over to you then after he escorts Chasmal away. It's like, I believe your bath is now ready, sir.
Ooh, thank you.
Have fun.
It's a bath.
It's a bath in a fancy place.
Takes you up to a room. The room is really quite small, actually. It's the size of like an in-room at home.
Yeah.
There's a single small like shuttered window that looks out. Like it's at the end of the hall. And there's a tub, but it's like a large washing tub, not like a normal
I was
bathtub.
hoping it was a normal bathtub.
You would drown in a normal
You just
bathtub.
floating it.
But it's like a steel washing tub, like you
Okay.
use for laundry.
Okay.
But there's like a tray set next to it, a rack with a towel, and there's goblin-sized clothing.
Excellent. Open the window. It's nice to get a breeze going through when you're getting a bath.
Very good, sir. If you need anything else, and
Oh.
he looks, and there's like a little bell on the tray with it.
Oh, well,
if you need
thank
anything
you.
else, just ring the bell, and a servant will come assist you.
Okay, thanks.
Question: did I have a bell?
No, but your room is more centrally located where they could hear you. His is at the end of the hall.
Okay.
Shed my clothing and proceed to floss my crevices with soap.
Have that soap burned. I'm like looking at like the intricate mantelpiece or something over the fire. Like that's awesome. What's this? And like picking up a candlestick and like
Yeah.
I know. Oh, yeah,
So your bath is drawn. If you'll follow me, please.
absolutely. Yeah.
Takes you upstairs and takes you into a room. You see, same kind of setup. This big copper tub looks like a permanent fixture in these rooms. Like it's not like they drag these out. Like this is part of these rooms. I mean, there's large beds. There's dressers, wardrobes, everything that you would need to have this be a home, other than a kitchen, which makes up for it downstairs. And this steaming bath. There's a bunch of clothes that looks like they'd fit you pretty well. They're really, really well made. But they look like they're kind of like loose fitting, as if to accommodate ease of movement. In a style
looking at 'em, I'm
in a
like-
style that you haven't really seen before.
These are fine. I'm used to overalls, but yeah, thank you.
Very good, sir.
And I'll
It's good to see these old clothes getting some use.
thank you. So how do I get the bath water out? Do I
The
bucket it
servants will
out?
take care of that when you're done, sir. Just let us know.
Really? They'll come and clean it for me? That's so weird. Okay, thanks. And I'll start to get undressed and hop in the tub.
I look for something not scented.
Okay.
I'm like, nope, stuff will smell me. Nope, stuff will still smell me. Nope, not sneaking up on anything with that.
Animals will smell me from a mile away.
Right.
There's probably some like cedar smelling soap.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, something more natural smelling.
That'll work too.
Pine tar.
Just go outside and rub some wood chips on you.
Right.
I think
in the
pine
bath,
tar
I
is
put my
used in
armor in it.
soap for
It is.
for scenting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
it's
guys-
used in soap
you guys-
as a main
I mean,
ingredient.
Oh yeah.
The hot water like takes a lot of the tension out of your muscles too, and yeah, it's just it's really interesting though. Like you sit in the tub for a while, the water doesn't cool.
Do
Yours
I-
does.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just sitting there until it's
You don't have a
cold.
cool magic copper bathtub.
Not like I need one. Kind of like
So
leaning back.
so I'll go ahead and ping my detect magic in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like the bathtub.
Anything else?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. I admonish myself mentally for not thinking to do that before I got in the bathtub while I was looking around for secret doors or secret pictures. But it doesn't bother me for that long.
Okay. Yeah, you guys enjoy a nice hot bath. It relaxes you, and
Awesome.
you definitely get to see how a different class lives.
This is weird. It's not a stream or a river or a cold puddle.
After I'm good and pickled, then I'll, or pruned, I guess, then I'll get out.
Okay.
Stand in front of the window and dry myself off. Well, I assume it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Well, yeah, you're a goblin too,
Yeah.
so.
Looking out as I'm like...
There's like people out tending the yard, and mostly halflings still. You get some nice fresh clothes on,
Uh-huh.
not the clothes
Yeah.
that you've been wearing for
Weeks.
a week and a half, 2 weeks, unconscious in a slave ship.
In a slave ship covered with filth.
Yeah,
Afterwards, come downstairs.
yeah. So you guys start heading down one at a time, I'm sure, depending how long you want to luxuriate in the warm water. Lasandra is down sitting in the that front entry, the front living room. There is a small fire going in the fireplace, but it's not red flames. It's like mostly green and going into blue hue flames.
Neato.
And she's kind of intently watching it. Just a couple of logs in there burning.
She's ninja treats it.
Ninja.
The treat fairy arrives.
Thank you,
Treat
Pokey.
fairy.
Oh
Thank
my.
Pokey, awesome.
That looks beautiful.
He is.
Some kind of pineapple thing, I think.
It looks like it's got pineapple in it.
As I'm laying there in the tub, I've got my eyes closed. I hear fluttering, and Ailish lands on the windowsill. And I just, without even opening my eyes, I say, Ailish, do me a favor. Circle around, take an aerial view, and see what you can see. Please. And he, yes, and flies off.
Okay.
And I'll open my eyes, raise up out of the tub, and look at the airy, loose-fitting clothing. Ah, now these are clothes I can appreciate. And I start taking them off the hook and putting them on
'Kay.
after I dry.
I'd probably already headed downstairs.
I wonder if his like kind of bird fits in more in this area. Like how much would he stand out?
I don't know. That's
He's from a little
Mediterranean-ish.
further south,
Yeah.
but not as uncommon here.
We're not quite trop. What? Okay, this is warm. I gotta do it.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you can have mine too.
Get these cold treats out of the way. Make room for the warm treats. Thank you.
Can't leave the little pineapple chunks behind.
No pineapple left behind. That's our motto here. So yeah, as I said, you guys come down. Lasandra's sitting down in the main room, and she has this really big book too that she's like kind of like thumbing through. Just like she's not even really looking at it much. Like she'll kind of flip a couple pages and like look back at the fire, kind of peruse the book.
I'm dressed like the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Is her back to us when we come
Like
in, or is she
the knee-high
facing
boots
us?
and the black breeches.
She's
with
kind of
the
like
white
facing the
pirate
stairway,
shirt.
but she's like looking off to the side frequently as well.
I've got my belt.
But I mean, you're
with my
down this like
rapier
big
sheath on
open
it.
staircase.
Oh,
that,
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know, that probably
Freshly
4
washed.
people could walk abreast up the stairs.
And the hat.
Wow. Is she sitting in a chair or on a couch?
She's sitting on a couch,
Okay.
right in the middle, so people could sit on either side of her if they wanted to.
Did we have to go upstairs to get to where the baths
Yes.
were?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll sit on the couch next to her.
Too much grinning over there.
Better?
Very much, thank you.
It helps. Golver runs a very, very good house here, too, so he'll make sure that you're taking care of anything that you need.
Yeah, he found me some pretty comfortable fitting clothes. That was interesting.
They fit well for you.
Who wore them before me?
Lady Miranda's sister.
Oh, okay.
She regrettably passed away some years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did she live a very active lifestyle?
She did.
I could tell by the way they're made.
She was what you'd call an adventurer.
Oh. How did she pass?
She was killed at sea.
Oh.
I got
An
some more
adventurer's
questions about
death.
these stairs.
An adventurer's death.
What was that?
I said I got some more questions about these stairs when you're done.
I can be done.
Oh, no, go ahead. Like, I don't want to interrupt. I'm just...
What's your question about the stairs?
So, like, I'm just trying to...
There's banisters.
And I'm visualizing the floor plan, I guess. So it's like a big... Like, you come in, it's a big open area with the stairs that come down.
Yep.
And then beyond that's the living room.
So you come in, there's like the foyer when you first come in with the coat room and all that. And that opens in just kind of a big open archway into this living room area.
Okay.
And then the dining room kind of just naturally flows off from the living room. So it's all big open floor plan. And then the stairs are off on the side, kind of acting almost as a divider between the living room and the dining room area. But it's all the same open ceiling. And so there's bedrooms off from the rooms that you were in are off from that. But when you come out, you're on a balcony that looks down onto the living room.
Excellent. So what's this banister made out of?
Stone.
Yeah.
I knew that's where you were going.
Yeah, I was kind of obvious about that. So yeah, I come sliding down, like strumming my guitar.
Sliding and strumming.
And then about like halfway down, maybe like 3/4 of the way down, I'll jump off.
Okay.
Try not to murder myself against any furniture or anything. Wait.
So yeah,
I'm grateful for the interruption with this kind of awkward conversation about a dead person.
It was going
now.
to a dark place
Yeah.
that you didn't expect.
So you're not rushing to head back home, I see. A lot of people, when they're freed, that's the first thing they're trying to do. So I'm assuming you had a destination in mind when you were captured.
Yeah, we weren't going home. We were leaving home.
Where were you headed to?
Help me. Absalom.
Oh, well
It was
then
like the sandy place with a storm.
that's a different place. The sandy place with the storms, yeah. I
I just go where they tell me to go. Just kidding. No, we were heading towards Absalom.
Then you're a good deal closer than from Varissia. Absalom is less than a week away from here on by boat.
Well, we're grateful that we didn't get too waylaid.
Well, it was lucky that, or maybe Providence, that Leona and Arborghast found you.
Nothing happens for no reason.
I'll come walking down the stairs now.
Is your demeanor different when you come
Oh,
down?
yeah. It's actually more just upright but flowy at the same time.
So she's watching him walk down the stairs, like really scrutinizing him. And about halfway down the stairs, she's like, well, that's something.
He's certainly not the wide-eyed kid like looking over at the stuff.
I'd say you get used to it, but you never really do.
It is indeed something.
You come trailing out after.
I recluse for a while.
Okay.
Is there like armor oil stuff I can clean my armor?
He's washing it in the tub.
Right.
you like if you ask like a halfling, yeah, they provide all that for you.
Sweet. Yeah. Yeah, I will clean everything I'm allowed to clean, just so I don't have to go be social. It's like I don't wanna.
Okay.
So weird. So weird.
So, Mistress Lasandra, was it?
It was and still is, yes.
What is your station here in this household? I'm curious. Just
Advisor and mentor to Lady Mirenda.
you seem to be doing a wonderful job.
I thank you.
It's almost the perfect life, I would say.
It can be.
Well, I appreciate the bath. And the clothes are suitable. Thank you.
I'm glad they meet your needs.
Indeed.
So his clothes are very like kind of loose fitting. The sleeves are kind of like big on them. Allow a lot of freedom of movement.
Bone Venetrina, you look much
Hi, Sylvanas.
much better.
Thank you.
And Bork, you look stylish.
Indeed.
I
And
look
ready
for
for a
her
night
reaction at me calling him a different name.
Yeah,
Does she? No reaction?
Not really, no.
Where's Casmal? He seems to be.
Probably
Shy
having
away.
a good cry.
We give him a hard time, but he certainly tries.
Good cry.
So, Miss Von Venetrina and I were just discussing where you were headed next, or if you had plans to stay in our lovely little city for a while.
And what did she tell you?
Absalom was your destination. It's a long way from Varissia. What was taking you to the Grand City?
An elfin.
Indeed. Research, mostly, I believe, is the destination.
You would be accurate.
Yes.
Research.
Speaking of which, if you don't mind me asking, what's that book you've got there?
It's a spell book.
Ooh.
You're a caster.
So
then?
I meant to say, as when I sat down next to her, I was trying to kind of like discreetly see what
She
was-
closed the book when you sat
Did
down.
she?
Yep.
Okay. What's the cover look like?
So it's black and it has like red like ruins. It looks extremely sinister.
Excellent.
It's a pretty substantial book. you've
No
got there.
longer comfortable.
Is there a pinnacle on the cover?
no, but just like red glyphs and ruins that like speak warning. Just
Not like a picture of Asmodeus that's autographed
No.
or anything.
no, nothing like
First
that.
edition.
Right.
You're a caster then.
I am.
Interesting. So when you are advisor to Lady Mirenda
And mentor.
and mentor, you are teaching her in the ways of casting as well.
The arcane arts, absolutely. She is a
Outstanding.
very apt student too.
Excellent.
Are any of you
Did you
familiar
also make a bargain with devils for your power?
with devils? No, absolutely not.
Tread carefully.
The rest of that story, we'll have to be much better friends before you hear it.
I apologize if I come off as rude.
Not
and
at all.
Ignorant.
Not at all. Wine? I know it's a little early in the day, but I have a good midday vintage. Some Umbral Rose.
Do I recognize that?
I would love some. Thank you.
It's never too early for wine.
That sounds great. Thank you.
It's a local winery that makes it.
Oh, okay.
Although the owner spent some time in Varissia. Actually, you guys might have heard of Umbral Rose wine because it's from Varissia.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll say you've heard of it, but it's like a maybe your parents mentioned it
Okay.
as a thing that was like very sad that it disappeared
Okay.
out of Varissia.
Okay.
Now we know what to take back with us. Oh. Shit. Sorry. That was extremely insensitive. I'm sorry.
So I'm seeing an aversion to devils here.
No, just simply a ignorance to them.
It's a good precaution to take. I would.
Is that
So, sorry, I don't say
Voice-
that.
There are many
experience,
powers vying for the heart of Cheliax. Devils are currently the ones who are winning.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But-
that was easy to say.
Well, we're not here to judge. We are outsiders, and this is a new place. So we will be as respectful as we can in our ignorance.
Feel free to speak your minds here. There's no one judging you here.
Well,
And yeah, this Gulliver comes over bearing a silver tray with a bunch of like crystal goblet, like wine glasses, beautiful and fragile looking, probably of elven make, filled with a very dark red wine.
Ooh.
take one up. Give a nod to Gulliver.
Thank
Doesn't
you.
acknowledge it.
Sip it.
He doesn't acknowledge when we say thank you.
No.
Interesting.
So tiny.
And yeah, she's like to your health and to new friendships. She takes a
Indeed.
delicate sip of the
Chin
wine.
chin. Just shoot it.
To new friendships.
You're not there.
It's wine.
So, you have had barely a chance to look around Westcrown. Do you wish to go into the city proper, or you wish some time to just recuperate from your journey?
Oh, I don't think I could stand to stay here for that long.
Curiosity has gotten the better of us.
I believe that's a yes.
Well, let me check on Casmal, right? The dwarf?
Yeah, no, actually, I was going to head up and do that here pretty quick.
Oh, be my guest then.
Yeah.
And I would be happy to escort you into town.
Fantastic.
Sure, I'll run up and get Casmal.
Very good. She takes the book, and there's like a leather strap that, and like seals it, and there's like a lock. And she locks the book, sets it back on the couch.
So, is there anything we should be on the lookout here? Any
I head up the stairs.
incursions or things? I had heard some time back there, but that was some time ago.
Westcrown's a very peaceful city. The guard keep it safe, and after the events of a few years ago, there was some upheaval, but it's settled since then.
And the night beasts are gone.
They are. The shadow beasts no longer prowl the city at night.
Would that be 50 years before? Were they still in 50
Yeah.
years? Yeah. It was been like 100 years or
Mhm.
so. Yeah, they are truly gone. I was most impressed by that fact. A curse it was. I
It
believe
was.
that's what Arborghast had said.
It was a curse, but the curse
Yeah.
has been lifted, and the shadow beasts no longer prowl our streets. It is a much safer city. Although some habits have died hard here, and the streets are still very well lit at night, which leads to crime not being as much of an issue as well.
I would take it that would lead to a strengthening in evening antics like alehouses and festivities of the night.
It's that hasn't been as much of a thing. The Church of Iomade led an uprising shortly thereafter as well, which is
Leona's church.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Keeping things straight.
The word you were looking for was carousing.
Carousing. It's been so long since I've caroused. I almost
The
forgot
new-
what it's like.
The new mayor as well, Lord Malatessa, has kept the city moving in a good direction.
That's good to hear.
Westcrown previously has been plagued by inept mayors, and that seems to have come to an end with Lord Malatessa. Although he's much too busy these days for my taste.
The politics of men don't generally concern this party. we've been out of the world, as it were, up north, so far away from this.
So, are there a lot of, I guess, temples in the city?
Only one temple in the city, Truly, which is the temple of Osmodius, but there's several shrines.
Oh, okay.
The Clistrian shrine is probably the largest.
Mm. Interesting.
Have you been to a Temple of Callistria?
I haven't been to a temple of anything.
I believe this young goblin would like to visit the Temple of Callistria at some point.
I don't know that the Shrine of Callistria would have the type of entertainments you're looking for necessarily, but
I'm just looking to learn.
it is definitely a place of education. If you like when we're in town, we can stop by there.
Well, I mean, it's not going to hurt to look.
So, meanwhile, upstairs.
Yeah, I'll go knock on Kaz's door. Hey,
Hello?
Kaz,
Hey, oh, hey.
are you decent?
Yeah.
Open the door. What are you doing?
Probably
Arms deep in the tub, scrubbing his
scrubbing my armor. Oiling it up, probably. Cleaning it.
Well, hey,
Entire time.
Lasandra's gonna take us to the city. Do you want to come with us?
I don't know. It just sounds like a lot of city.
Yeah, but I don't really want to leave you here. I don't really trust us to be not together right now.
Fair point.
Might find some interesting things.
Yep. Sure we will.
If I can do it, you can do it.
Okay. I'll be ready soon.
Okay.
When's everybody want to leave?
Right now.
Man, my armor.
You hear me screaming from the bottom, gird your loins!
Well, I'll leave you to it.
No, okay.
Go back
I'll be
downstairs.
right down.
Oh, man.
So the servantry's here. I know Gulliver doesn't consider himself on the servants'
Gulliver's the
level.
major domo of the house.
Right. The rest of them, are they, as he says, slips?
No. House Mirenda does not employ slaves.
Okay. That's right. I was just peeking under the hood, as it were, to see if it were working in the machinery of this.
Now, not
Place is
all the
working.
houses have such noble intentions. But House Mirenda is one of the ones leading the charge to end slavery in Chiliax. Unfortunately, it seems to be moving backwards right now. The houses that profit from it, including the Crown, have been pushing back against a agreement that was signed into effect a few years ago.
It's a
Those who deal with devils can find loopholes within mortal contracts.
indeed.
I think I'm confused a little bit about how the slavery in Chiliax works. So, and this is just out of curiosity because it's, something I'm new to. And maybe I misheard you though. Are the indentured able to purchase their freedom at some point, or is it a lifetime of servitude?
It's usually a lifetime of servitude unless they're granted release.
Okay. I think I misheard you then.
Now, a slave owner can free their slaves,
Okay.
which does happen sometimes, but
Okay.
it's rare.
Okay. And then at that point, they're granted full rights of a citizen?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Halflings are the largest part of the slave population here. But there are groups that are fighting against that, as I said. There's a coalition of nobles, almost all of them which are exiled to Westcrown, that are fighting against it. And slavery for a very brief period was outlawed in Westcrown. But as I said...
It's returned.
Bad mayors.
Well, the mayor has done his best to push back against it, but the crown itself has...
Allowed it.
Queen Abigail is a very clever ruler and a very ruthless ruler as well.
Kaz will be with us soon.
Ah, good.
He's hesitant to join us, but I told him I didn't want him to stay here by himself.
And that worked?
Yeah.
The city can be a bit overwhelming.
Well,
Yeah.
he's
He's a
had a
big
lot
kid.
to deal with lately.
So what are you hoping to research in Absalom?
The Pathfinder Society.
Oh, truly.
Yes. And I've heard they've been chased out of Westcrown
Out of Cheliax mostly, but...
from Arborghast, had told us. Does their building still reside in the town?
It was burned down some time ago.
A pity.
Yeah, I believe it's where the curse of the Shadow Beast originated from, was somewhere within their old building.
Really?
Wow.
Sort of a last...
I don't think it was the society that was responsible for it.
Oh,
I think it was those who drove them out.
no.
Oh.
Trying to sully their name.
Or just ensure they couldn't come back, and maybe the curse was a little more widespread than they envisioned.
Perhaps.
So you've never been out of Rissi, any of you?
No, this is the first
Not till
time.
now.
It's a
Why do
big
you find
world.
that so surprising?
It's a, you're a very unique group to be traveling together.
We're young.
Our families were a unique group that started their own village.
Oh,
So we...
Previous adventurers.
you're looking to follow in your parents' footsteps?
That's the research at the Pathfinder Society.
It would seem so.
Not originally, but it seems like it's been forced on some of us.
Indeed.
Poor Kaz is a less willing participant.
In a great many things.
He's a
Well.
sensitive dwarf.
We'll have to make sure that he is made to feel comfortable here.
Well, you better get down here to tell us
Yeah,
otherwise.
yeah,
Otherwise, it's story time.
I
Like-
will come down eventually. Yes.
Like me, he prefers the woods than to the city. I just tolerate discomfort a little bit better than he does.
Arborghast is that way. That's he created that park out there. In fact, that oak tree didn't even exist over 2 years ago.
I really would like to have the opportunity to go check out that oak tree a little bit more.
We'll pass it on the way to the docks. We'll take a small boat into town.
Cool.
The bridge can be crowded this time of day.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Which is... What's the time of day?
Oh, it's like noonish.
Oh, okay.
So you come down the stairs. You have your armor on or anything? You're
Yep.
all geared up for battle.
I just don't know what to put all my stuff.
I just left all my
I
stuff
left all
in.
mine in the room. yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
It was
in,
like-
in the...
You got your
Like
pack on and
backpack,
everything.
Everything. It was like,
As you start that, she's like, you can leave your possessions in the room. I assure you, they'll be safe here.
We're all sitting and like,
we're in like gardener's clothes underneath. Yeah. You mean like all my possessions
Yes,
in that room?
yes. That's your room as long as you wish to stay here.
The whole room? Okay.
Are we disconnected from the server?
No,
no, he's making a joke.
he's making it.
Oh.
He can't because he's not. Arborghast lost his magic. He can't check his tree mail anymore.
Right.
Gotcha.
That's how he connected with the grove.
I wasn't reading the whole thing.
I'll go drop off my pack. Like, I keep my weapons and armor and stuff, but I go drop off my pack.
You come down. Ready for adventure.
Yeah. Expecting loud and obnoxious.
And the sword
City is loud.
The pickaxe and the sword is to keep that loud and obnoxious away.
Yes.
I would recommend that you peace bind your weapons.
What's that?
You tie a knot over the weapons to make them difficult to draw.
Or impossible.
It makes you look less
Like you're
you're
ready to hit
planning
somebody.
to hurt somebody.
Drawing a weapon is a crime in Westcrown.
Oh.
Outstanding.
Right.
Using magic offensively is also a crime in Westcrown.
Poop.
What about in defense?
You are welcome to defend yourself, but you have to be able to prove that.
Great.
The priests of Osmodius help maintain law here, and they will use spells to determine if you're lying.
Oh,
So, start no quarrels.
Fantastic.
noted.
Good to know.
I'll do whatever it is she just said.
Peace bind.
Tying some knots over some stuff.
Piecemealing.
Right.
Um,
I'm like, so I can't just like push the button and clip it.
I'll do that to my dagger too.
I don't bring any weapons.
So yeah, once you get done, she's like, "We'll be off. Let's." And she takes you back outside over these meticulously groomed grounds that are just gorgeous. Lots of flowering plants, and it's November. And it's warm, and there's all these beautiful flowering plants everywhere.
I just breathe in the air.
Olive
this feels
trees
better.
and tomato plants.
Interesting.
Lovely.
And she takes you down back through the garden past that giant oak tree. She kind of pauses for you. As she's walking, she's lingering near you more. Like occasionally just like just like sets her hand on your shoulder. Yeah.
Is the tree magic?
Cast attack magic?
I don't need to cast it, but I have it, yes. I'm like,
Or did you just say that?
yeah, no. I'm asking you. Like, I have detect magic.
Yeah, okay. So you cast detect magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, it radiates magic.
I knew it smelled like magic.
Does it look different? Did you say there was something different looking about
It's
it?
just huge.
Just
like
huge.
Yeah. It's huge, very healthy oak tree.
I just touch it, put my hand on it. I
Arcane
greet it.
sense.
I say, "Hello, tree."
You can feel that this thing has like a very deep primal connection.
Oh, interesting. I pay attention to that for a minute.
As you have your hand on it, like you get like a feeling of someone sensing you.
Mm-hmm. Is it the tree is sensing me?
No.
Hey, look, there's a squirrel.
Like there's another like intelligence that notices you.
Take my hand off the tree.
Okay? It stops right away.
I think Arborghast's inbox is full.
Lasandra, is there an entity in the tree?
No, but it is connected to a far off grove of druids.
Eyes light up.
Oh?
It's
Well,
part of-
someone is paying attention to it.
Oh, I'm sure they are. It's part of Arborghast Old Circle.
Oh, interesting.
I was the druids were solitary. I didn't know they lived in a... And I'm like,
Druids
No,
are
druids
somewhat
create
solitary,
circles.
but they have their own groups.
They come together.
like a gang of druids.
Yeah. In defense of the forest and stuff.
Well, it's how we learn and pass our language on.
Language?
They have a
Druid-
language.
We
that-
have our own language.
Hmm.
It's very secret. I can't share it with you.
Well, you can't, but I'll find someone who can.
Let me know how that works for you.
Challenge accepted.
Anyway,
Yes. Let's. Sorry.
continues on your way down to the dock, where there's like a, think of almost like a little bit larger, like gondola style boat that and there's like a pair of half orcs working it. Lasandra like gets on the boat, and you see like one of the half orcs like pull out like a ledger looking book, and you like write something down, but no coin changes hands.
As we all get on, and I'll wave my hand, and Ailish will flutter down and land on my shoulder. And then we
Play something roughly Italian. They're just sitting on the back, like leg kicked up.
So yeah, you once you guys all get on the boat, they start rowing it out towards the peninsula that you saw earlier, which is a much denser, like in terms of the buildings and everything, like they're built closer together. They're not as, each individual building isn't as big, but there's definitely a lot more people where you're headed. The streets were sparse where you were.
right.
Where you're headed, you
Lots
can
of-
see as you're coming up, like there's a lot of crowd.
It's okay. It'll be okay, my friend.
If for any reason you get lost or separated while we're in town, there is a tavern not too far from here where we'll land. We'll walk by it and I'll show it to you. But you can ask and anyone will lead you back to it, called Goblin Mugs. And we can meet back there.
Goblin mugs.
Goblin Mugs.
I'm curious to see what the sign's gonna look like.
Bunch of different goblin faces.
That's what I thought too.
So yeah, it doesn't take long to cross the river, and the boat docks up there, and you're helped up. There's like porters and whatnot on the other side that help you off the boat, and
Excellent.
Lasandra hands the you don't see what it is exactly, but she hands like looks like a couple coins to each of the oarsmen. That
Okay.
Just taking it in how it all works.
yeah, they give a very thank you, my lady, when she hands them the coins.
So oarsmen get tipped, but you can't thank the dude who runs the household for bringing you a drink.
Major Domo.
Major Domo.
And yeah, she leads you into the streets of Westcrown proper, of the market area. And there's stalls set up everywhere, brightly colored pennants and flags and awnings over them, hawking all sorts of goods. And the crowd like almost sweeps you away. Like people are moving and jostling, and it's a full marketplace.
Step off the boat and like more people here than in the surrounding 15 towns of our home.
What's the mix of peoples that we're looking at here? Are they primarily?
Mostly human, but you
Okay.
do see other races.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, just for comparison, like Westcrown has over 100,000 people living in it. So
And we had, what,
30?
100 at most?
you guys had a couple hundred where you were from.
Yeah, there's like 300.
Yeah, the
like
population here is
paradise.
about 115,000.
Yeesh. As soon as we hit the sweeping crowd, Jax's demeanor changes.
Okay.
And he goes from to look at all that stuff. Savari does not want anything to do with the massive crowd of people. Just ugh.
Can I go with Savari?
Come on in.
All right.
I got more room in here.
I want to watch this.
So what do we see first? This is awesome.
Well, let me show you the tavern really quick, and then we can go to wherever you'd like to go.
Stop that! Slap your hand. We're gonna see some cool stuff.
Okay.
It's all right. We're adults. We're adults mostly.
Yeah, and she like I mean, you're in this like just a wide avenue street basically. It's just full of people, and like there seems to be like traffic zones. Like people that are going, deeper into town are on this side of the road, and people that are leaving are on the other side of the road, so that they're not crossing each other too badly. Like it seems pretty organized, and you start to get a feel for it pretty quickly. But yeah, she stops at this inn, and there's no writing on the sign, but it is like it's like a goblin face with like two big tankards of overflowing ale next to it. It's very, very cartoonish, very characterized of a goblin.
It's good. It's goblin mugs.
And that's the sign. And then there's a little sign underneath it that says "Home of Bother the Goblin."
Should we meet him?
We heard about Bother.
Yeah.
He's passed away a few
Wait,
years
did
ago.
Arborghast tell us that? Oh.
Did he get
Oh,
taxidermy?
yeah,
Is
he
still
did.
in there? How is it his home still? I'm curious.
Maybe
It was his home before he
okay.
died.
Dedicated
the
to
past tense.
You should have taxidermied him and kept him. That would have been great.
How did he die? Arborghast really didn't want to talk about it.
He was disintegrated.
I
Yes,
guess
what?
that
Wow.
puts
what?
down taxidermy.
Disintegrated.
Disintegrated.
Turned to dust.
Yeah, we know what disintegrated means.
Yep.
I guess you can't taxidermy a disintegrated goblin.
Did they put him in a bottle of whiskey and just dust? Never mind. Okay, so
So he's a big hero. Arborghast spoke pretty reverently of him.
Within those who know of his exploits, yes.
How old was he when he passed?
I'm not certain.
Okay.
But he worked here before his life as an adventurer.
Ah, yes. At Goblin Monks.
Should we,
And yeah, she takes you inside.
yeah,
It's a for this area rustic kind of pub, but feels a little more sophisticated than the shoe does. Really nice, large, round wooden tables with like 4 curved benches that go around them. And it's not very full this time of day. There is a well-polished bar on the end with the racks of different alcohols. A bartender working it is a middle-aged man with like a completely bald head and a goatee. And he is just like, polishing already very pristine looking, steel, tankards.
Wow.
that's more alcohol than I think we've ever seen in the shoe.
There isn't any sawdust on the floor.
And there's like a pair of goblins running around, like cleaning the place up.
Goblins.
Cool.
You say?
how much is an ale here?
You asking Lasandra that?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Huh?
And like when like the bartender looks up as you guys come in, and he like gives a friendly wave.
Oh, you're known here. This is.
And she smiles and just raises a hand back. She's like, "You can sit and have a drink if you like, real quick."
Oh, we can go to town. I'll be right back though.
One for the road?
Give me 4. Just like walking up to the bar.
Like, yeah,
All for you.
All for me.
You going up to the bar too?
Oh yeah, I'll belly up.
You didn't get to get the wine in your system.
It was wine?
The rest of us had wine.
It was a little bit.
Oh, okay. Maybe a little better.
It was potent wine.
That's fine.
Yeah, you guys walk up to the bar. Afternoon, gents. What can I get for you?
4 ale.
4 ale.
1 ale, please.
5 altogether.
Yeah.
And he like looks up at you two.
I look
I'm
at her,
good.
and I look at Lasandra. Do you want one?
He already knows what I'm drinking.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll take an ale.
Is the bartender a goblin too?
No,
Okay.
he's human.
Okay.
I will take an ale as well.
I guess if we're all drinking, I'll try what she's having. And
Very good. And yeah, he pours out 6 ales, 4 in front of you, and then 2 others, and then just a very small metal cup with a distilled alcohol of some sort in it.
Interesting.
It puts,
That's potent.
My experience, small cups are not to be trusted.
Can I get one of those?
I'll sip it slow.
certainly.
Thank you.
Oh, it's got some spice to it, not unlike anything you've ever had before.
Ooh.
Like it hits your sinuses hard,
Oh.
like spice to it. Yeah.
I'm just like,
Oh, that kind
Set
of
that down, like,
spicy.
Yeah.
Like
eyes watering.
wasabi kind of thing.
Yep,
Like
with alcohol.
horseradish.
Yep.
Oh,
what is
wow.
that? That's amazing.
It's called devil's tongue. It's a local delicacy.
Oh.
You should cook with it.
You just Frenched it.
Wash that down.
Yeah, she drinks it back very quickly.
Oh, okay. Well,
It ain't sipping
after
whiskey.
seeing her do that, I'll like,
Like he
All
sets
right.
the 4 down for me. I'm just like 1, 2, and then I'll go sit down with the other 2.
I'm watching as you're doing that. I'm like,
Like, no, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
So yeah, it's a really good potent dark ale.
it's good
That he's-
stuff. Thank you.
Is the bartender like milling around?
Yeah, he's there. Well, he's there, and in like Lasandra, like she kind of leans on the bar, and she's like, "How's business?" You know, and she kind of strikes up a conversation, just a how are things type conversation.
she's still doing the thing where she makes everybody feel.
When she touches you, yeah, you get that.
How about if I touch her? Like if I just like.
You put your hand on her.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to just be like.
up and like,
You
That's
know,
unwanted
but,
touching.
Like, maybe in conversation, I'll just be
Just let
like,
it happen.
"Hey, thanks for the
Yeah,
drink."
you feel that warmth spread through you when you touch her.
Oh, interesting.
Do you want that?
And I've got a couple ales in me. I'm
Kinda.
just gonna snuggle her the whole time.
So, yeah.
But yeah, she's and he's like, so new batch of and he's like, new batch of heroes, eh? And she's like, stop. They're very sincere.
Is that us? We're heroes.
Not helping.
I kind of like scoot over to him. I've got a couple of questions about Bother.
Absolutely.
'Cause we were just told about him actually, like, fairly recently.
Incredible warrior.
How long ago did he pass?
2 years.
Okay. And I'm curious, do you know how old he was when he passed?
I don't know. He came to work to me, I don't know, on 5 years ago now.
Okay.
And was here for about 2 years before the others and he kind of like gives a sidelong look at Lasandra before the others whisked him away from my service.
But you got new helpers. I point
I do.
To the
I
new
do.
goblins.
The rumors have spread about him, and others came seeking him, not knowing he had died.
It's too bad.
Sort of a touristy stop for goblins now.
Goblins are a little more common in Westcrown these days than they were a few years ago.
Well, that's good of you to employ goblins.
I've always had a soft spot for the buggers.
Me too.
Playing with my mustache,
Twirling it.
feeling my internal organs washed in alcohol.
Anything we should check out while
Yeah,
we're here?
that shot, by the way, like you still feel it in your stomach.
Oh.
It's burning away.
Whew. I'm going to just sit here for a second and wait for this to...
Settle down. Settle down.
Lasandra orders a second one.
I do not.
Do you have any pub mix? Got snacks?
Certainly.
Like,
You have a preference? We
something
stock a fair variety of pickles here.
buddy.
You said the magic
Sir,
word.
you are speaking my language.
Yeah, he
I can set my guitar down on the bar.
you know, kind of like at that, like one of the goblins like ears perk up and he like runs to the back. Comes a little while later with a bowl of like a variety of shapes and smells of different pickles.
I'm like, oh, in Goblin, oh, thank you so much. Which probably sounds something like...
As much as we could spend the whole day here,
Oh, yeah, we should see other things.
Yes, sir.
Other things can wait.
So, Lasandra, what did he mean about a fresh batch of heroes?
Leona, Arborghast, myself, and some others were somewhat in your shoes some years ago. Now we are in the business of helping others
A gizzard?
venture out on their own.
So you regularly bring batches of heroes here?
Not frequently.
That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Would you like to
Where do
sample
we
some
want
of
to
their
go
bar
first?
foods?
Hmm?
You want to sample some of their bar foods?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Exquisite.
Yeah.
What are some cool sites?
I'll
we
pick
can
something
see?
that looks,
It's probably
What
pickles
interests
and
you?
Various
Yeah, I'll
meat
just-
parts, pig's feet,
I'm going to
hog
avoid the
maw.
meat parts and just grab a pickle.
chitlins,
What kind of things do we want to see while we're here?
the market.
The
Spend
market.
some time in the market. You had expressed a desire to gather some items, things you were missing.
Oh, yeah, some of you, lost.
Did you lose
I
much on
need-
the ship?
Some before.
Well, and we
Before.
lost some things before. Yeah, we ran aground of troubles a little bit before we even got kidnapped.
Yes.
The adventuring life. It's always much more heroic in the bard's tales that come afterwards.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, there will
Yeah.
be plenty of time for those bardly stories.
I don't think I ever heard of any Bard's Tales or boars ran through your camp and trampled all your stuff.
Yeah, I haven't
Nothing
written that one yet.
glamorous about boars.
Do they have a Bard's College here? That's a thing, right?
There isn't a college in Westcrown now. There used to be a school of magic here, but it's been closed for some years.
Oh.
Is there a library?
That was in the College of Magic.
Where did all those books go? Do we know?
Keonan, I believe.
Oh.
The Elven Nation.
Oh. Oh.
We're like, yes, that makes sense. And she's like, the Elven Nation. We're like, oh.
We are world travelers.
Do you know what kind of work might be in our near future? Because we're working here for a while, right?
I do, as a matter
Just a
of
little
fact.
bit, yeah.
You do.
I do.
Oh.
Well, that would help us be more prepared
Yeah.
if you told us.
Wow, and we're even at an inn. This seems so fitting.
We can leave.
Isn't how most stories begin?
I sense a subtle irony
The
here.
adventurers.
Since that
The adventurers are greeted by some mysterious stranger who requests their help at a tavern or inn.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
But you're not a stranger.
We know each other, so it does kind of defeat that part of the story. Although I'm
Indeed.
sure when the tale is told later, and she looks right at Bork, when the tale is told later, some details may change.
Madam, I am at your mercy when it comes to details.
There is a matter I would like you to investigate. And unfortunately, we don't have the time to do so, and I don't know if I trust our immediate staff to handle it to my satisfaction, as it requires going outside of Westcrown.
on it.
Into Chiliacs?
Yes, well, of course, you're in Chiliac.
Well, I mean, out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But not on boats.
And all it is some investigation.
Well,
We can investigate. I think that's within our wheelhouse.
we'll see.
I can provide a map for you as well once we get back to the guest home.
Okay.
About 2 days travel from here to the east is an old abandoned farmstead. The barn was burnt down some time back. And outside the farmstead, and I can explain more on a map, as I said, there will be a couple of graves. And I need to make sure that they have not been disturbed.
So much so you want us to disturb them to see if there's still in there?
To see if the bodies are still there? Yes.
Thorough.
Doesn't seem much like investigation.
we're investigating whether the bodies are there or not.
Yeah, but investigation usually follows more of a questioning aspect. If we're just going to go ensure that dead bodies are where they're supposed to be.
So, what do you want us to do if the bodies are not there?
Come back and let me know.
And then we proceed.
It seems
from there.
easy enough.
Is there a reason why they wouldn't be there?
Well,
Of course, there's a reason.
Well, she's concerned for a reason. I'd like to know the reason.
I assure you, you don't.
How long have they been in the ground?
A few years now. Probably find just skeletons.
Will they have markers or?
As I said, I'll show you on the map
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
are.
Okay.
Is there a possibility they might be something other than skeletons?
Such as what?
Some form of undead?
I don't think so.
Are there any known necromancers in the area?
Several.
Poop.
Chiliacs.
I guess that leads me to question number 2. Once we're outside of the walls, what is to prevent us from becoming somebody's slave?
Gathering slaves is not legal in Chiliacs. The ownership of slaves is. Many of the slaves are imported in, or if you break the law, you can be sentenced to slavery.
I don't know if I trust that in a place with all the devilry.
Maybe we should get a
And
crash
necromance.
course on important laws
Necromancers.
Yes.
that we might be susceptible to breaking.
We can't fight in Westcrown, but we can fight outside of Westcrown, right?
You certainly can, although if you commit murder anywhere in Chiliacs...
Right. It's not.
Even in defense of yourself, or
That's not murder,
that's the
then.
sole exception? Okay. Well then.
I'm sure we'll think of more questions along the way.
Oh, we've got plenty of time. It's midday.
If you saw my spell book back at the manor house,
Yes?
now multiply that book by around 300, and those are the laws of Chiliacs.
Oh, great.
It's a lot of
So
laws.
the lawyers here are well learned.
Many of the lawyers here are devils.
Makes sense. Seems appropriate.
Or will soon be.
Well, I need to refill my
Clever.
healing kit
I need to refill my scabbard.
because it got destroyed by the boars. Ooh, you do.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Which I'm currently wearing.
Yeah, I'm out of rations and...
Oh, we're all out of rations.
Oh, am I right?
So just some general supplies.
Although if we could stumble across another mushroom kingdom.
Rope. All my rope.
Yeah, most of us lost most of the gear from our packs. Except for good old Bork here.
Yep.
Boars. They're a scourge upon the land.
Well, let's get you
why the
any
gods
gear
make
that
them
you
so
need, and we
tasty.
can look around the marketplace as long as you'd like, or as little as you'd like.
That'd be fine.
I don't know
Please.
if the ladder will be met.
Ugh.
I'll be fine now, I think. Got a couple of ale in me.
Indeed.
All right.
I stand
Scoop
up.
up my guitar.
Polish off number 4.
Pardon me.
Finish my last one. My one. I'm good. Let's go.
Indeed.
Just for my own enjoyment, all of you make a fortitude save. Yours is a DC 12, as is yours. Yours is going to be a 13. Yours is going to be a 16.
Even though I'm resistant to poison.
Okay, we'll drop it back down to a 14.
Wait. Damn.
25.
Yeah, you're good.
14
You're
on
good.
the dice.
I better
11.
order another one because I don't
Total?
really
Yes.
want to be...
Or no.
20.
Yeah, 11.
You're good. You're a bit tipsy.
I'm like, woo, buddy.
I should probably order more because I don't really want to be okay.
Am I drunk? No. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
Have one of them shots. I'm saying.
Yeah?
Yeah. Don't start crying.
It's not dwarven make.
Ugh. devil's tongue. It just sounds bad. Oh god, the goblin did it.
Don't let him pull your strings.
Well, I don't want to be okay, so I better have one.
And this is how we get things accomplished.
Yes.
Sauntering out of the bar.
You
All right.
slam it real quick before we go.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pours you a shot of it. Oh yeah, like it's like you're at a moment. For a moment you're like, how did I pour it up my sinuses? And then it hits your stomach.
Didn't know that was stuffy.
You're not
Not
now.
anymore. It's medicinal.
I think I can hear better.
Is it like cinnamon liqueur or okay?
Like Fireball spiked with Everclear.
Oh, ooh. Yee.
That's just mean, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't try it.
Welcome to Chiliacs.
All right.
I'm just kind of sitting out because I'm sure they've got like a little boardwalk that comes out the front. And
Yeah.
I'm just sitting on that, like
You're just air guitaring it because
No,
you
no,
actually have
I'm-
an instrument.
I know. No, I actually am playing, just strumming the guitar. Fine then.
He wants to see it.
You have a
That
prop.
would seem
I
like
do.
Bork to be air guitaring while
Yeah.
he's got the.
Well, yeah, it's
guitar
it's
on
like
his
sitting
back.
right next to me, and I'm just like,
Yeah, Lasandra comes out and leads you back into the crowd.
Here we go.
And you stop at different vendors. You guys can purchase like any
All the things we
basic
lost.
gear that you need.
I got 8 copper.
Excellent.
Well,
You have any copper?
you go though, like she's like, pick out what you need, and she pays the coin over.
Oh, I'll just pretty much restock whatever I lost.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else I would need necessarily.
I mean, did you need 100 feet of rope?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as beautiful as this gown is,
Mountain
I'd,
Flamer.
I'd really prefer something that suits my skin tone a little bit more. I'm gonna
What color do you prefer?
pale blues or
She says like a small incantation, and the
dark
dress changes
blues.
to a pale blue.
oh,
fancy.
fancy. I like it.
Is that okay?
Will it stay this way?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Yes.
The pork ducks.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I'm so happy.
Goats.
I feel like I stand out a lot less now.
Are there goats?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm going towards the goats. Beeline.
they're not big goats. They're not like the big ram that
Okay.
you're.
Great grandfather.
Yep.
I would explain. He really wants a riding goat.
You can probably find one, but
I wonder if I can get a chariot pulled by these things.
Oh my gosh. Now you're going too far.
A chariot you made, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could make a wicked chariot.
Don't forget your sword.
I won't.
Okay.
One thing at a time, man.
Keeping it on your mind.
You just want a chariot so you can play your guitar at the same time.
So bad.
You're not wrong.
Banners strewn behind, mounted on spear, poking out. Somebody up front, flogging the goats to pull us faster as I stand in the back.
So you need a manservant
That's the dream. No,
to flog the goats while you
no,
play your
no,
guitar.
no. We
So I
just
just
need a chariot
replenished
driver.
the supplies that I had before
Okay.
we got into accents.
you get
But that's the
you get a new rapier.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah. She buys a new rapier for you.
Right, this one seems the closest to the one that no I gave to that no. Yep, that'll work. Sheath. How much?
It's taken care of.
I'm like squinting. Well, thank you.
Yeah, she has like a small like coin purse basically. She's pulling coins out of.
Neato.
Oh, I need any additional accoutrements aside from provisions for
Yeah,
2
she-
days.
she
2
gets-
days, you said.
She gets you guys stocked up on rations and whatnot. So
But you did say 2 days outside.
So
it is.
Okay.
And I'll send a letter with you as well. There's an establishment on the way, a traveler's inn called the Portal, that will put you up with rooms and food as well, and drink, of course.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Is there anything else we should see while we're out and about? What,
We wanted to go to the temple of, or the shrine of
Yeah,
Calistria.
shrines, that's right. I apologize. I seem to have been sidetracked by goats and rapiers.
Goats and what?
Rapier.
Let's add that to the quotes.
Rapiers.
Not a fancy word for rapers.
The grapist.
The rapist.
Yeah, let's check that out. That would be great.
By all means, if you don't mind.
She leads you. You guys go through more marketplace, and then eventually, like, it gets into out of the marketplace and into like the craftsman area, where people are making the things that tend to get sold in the marketplace. But there's not as much trade going on here. There's like supplies being run, a lot of activity, but it looks like by professional couriers as well. You do see city guard quite a bit too. They like kind of like flat helms, and they carry spears and shields. Some of them have, most of them have swords strapped, and they also have like bludgeons as well. So
Are they mostly human?
mostly human.
They look.
Are there any like devils that are or
No devils serving on the watch.
okay?
Any of those Hell Knight guys wandering around?
You probably see the occasional Hell Knight in the crowd too.
Look, there's more of those Hell Knight guys.
What do they do again?
Are they all as big as what's his name?
No, Balthazar is huge.
Balthazar's. Okay.
They're big though. I mean, they're pretty big knights. They're pretty burly guys, and their armor is like covered in spikes and blades attached to it. And they all seem to have some signature weapon, like a big two-handed flail or sword and shield.
So when we
They're not uniform. Like every time you see one, like their armor is unique.
Oh, so how can we tell that they're?
Because they still follow this pattern of covered in spikes and blades and a very hellish look, you would say, about them.
Oh.
So what are these Hell Knights that we keep seeing and that Lady Mirenda has with her?
Balthazar swore an oath to protect Lady Mirenda's family some time ago, and maintains that oath with her, as he did her uncle before.
Are they like from hell?
No, they're mortals who
Oh.
who venerate the rigidity and structure of hell's laws, but they're not necessarily evil.
Oh.
Interesting.
And so do they just wander around and do
Keep the peace.
peace and stuff? Yeah. That's cool.
I'm told that to enter their ranks, they must face and defeat a devil in single combat.
Well, I guess it's the right town for that.
I imagine they don't just throw down with devils that they come across.
No, they don't.
So, okay, so I'm going to apologize up front because there's a lot about devils that I just don't really know. But I assume they come in a varied amount of shapes and sizes, correct?
They do.
So they could just go find a little one and be like, all right, I'm in.
No.
Okay.
No, it has to be.
There's like a certain weight
They're
class they have to go through.
squired. They're squired in like knights,
Oh, okay.
as they are an order of knights.
And then
and it has to meet their mentor's
okay.
approval.
So they can't just go step out like a hell rat and be like, I did it.
Yeah.
Not as easy as you'd think.
You just need a bigger foot.
Hell's chicken?
Wait,
Have you ever seen a hell chicken?
what does the hell chicken taste like?
But it's spicy.
Burnt chicken.
Ooh. Foul and unsatisfactory.
Oh.
We're walking along having this conversation.
I wonder if it tastes like the fairy bird should taste like.
I would imagine not.
I was still saying mango.
You think the fairy bird's going to taste like mango?
As you're walking, like Lasandra's kind of like in the center of your group,
Uh-huh.
and she'll take your arm and your arm as you're walking if you don't object.
I definitely do not object. In fact, I'll like even.
Does that mean that
In a very
the
friendly
hell
manner.
chicken would taste like mango spiced with like chili?
Ooh.
Or you could just make those things and not have to.
And she points to various buildings as you're walking. Like that's the guild office for mercenary work. You know, this,
Noted.
Ah.
you know, just things like that. You guys go past this really, really big building at the end of the marketplace. She explains that this is where like a lot of city business is done. The mayor's office is in there. That there's
It's like the town hall.
it's also like all the guild headquarters for the merchants. You go past areas where there's like the business is just hopping to.
So,
And she explains that Aspis Consortium runs most of the businesses in this district, and that they're also the ones who bring in most of the slaves.
are there... So there are guilds for each, like there's like a blacksmith guild and
There
like,
are.
Okay.
And as you get out of that, like I said, into the more of the craftsman area, and then it starts to get into like more just homes, and you start to see the like, and you've passed little shrines here and there, but you start to get into like, and you see the Temple of Osmodius ahead, and it's big. It's like the biggest building you've seen here.
Holy cow, look at that.
It's this big, dark cathedral. And in front of it are two 40-foot tall iron spikes that are at a width of about 6 feet at the base and then go to a point. And there are numerous bodies impaled on each.
Ugh.
Like real bodies or like.
Yes, real bodies.
You know-
Some of the top ones are still moving.
That seems...
Oh.
Why is that a thing?
Those that are sentenced to death.
Are impaled on the spikes of the Asmodean Cathedral?
Yes.
Oh.
It's a slow and lingering death. It takes most 2 or 3 days to die.
Well, if he is the one, or they are the ones that are keeping the peace, then this would be a great way to be like, hey, straighten up. Walk straight.
Or end on the spike.
Are there crimes you can commit that will get you executed without murdering or killing?
Get
Treason?
you executed without. murder.
Ah. Perfect.
Well, comforting.
It's easy not to do those things, because I don't think I want to be on that.
No.
It was treason to rescue us from the ships.
I didn't hear anything about that.
What? I didn't. Nothing. Let's keep walking.
However, after that site, let's come over here and
Okay, so sorry, I'm sputtering. The
Well,
doors.
there's dead
what-
bodies.
so you're like you're looking down the street at this giant building, you know.
But like the doors, are they open?
No, they're closed.
Okay. Are there people standing out
There's
front?
people milling out, and you see people occasionally go up and go in if you stand and watch long enough.
Okay. Morbid curiosity is leading me to want to see inside this thing.
Nope.
I'm good with that.
I said not.
I'm letting you know.
Okay.
I'm
Like, are they going to do anything bad if I just go in there and be like, well,
It depends on how much gravitas you have towards their faith.
So if I'm disrespectful, then they're probably going to put me on one of these spikes.
No, just most likely flog most of the skin off your back.
Well, what if I just go in there and be like, I just want to see the architecture?
It's dark and bloody.
And bloody. I was good with the dark part, but
You're welcome
You
to
paint a vivid picture, madam.
the Shrine of Callistria, however, is down this road here.
And it's not dark and bloody?
It is beautiful.
Oh, well, let's go there then.
there's no spikes with people.
Wait,
on them.
there isn't, is there?
No.
Like Callistria? I doubt it.
I mean,
I don't know most about most of
What?
Longshanks' religion, so I'm not trying to make anybody upset or anything, but
Wait, what? No, but there is spiking going on there.
Yes.
I don't know if we should go there then.
Oh, no, he's laughing. All right.
All right, you know what? Let's just go and
let's check it out.
Yeah, I mean, it can't hurt to look at the outside, right?
Oh,
So,
am I still linked arms with
Yeah.
with her?
yeah. Unless you say otherwise.
Nope.
Yeah, so you guys turn and start walking down the street, and like the somberness of the people kind of like loosens up a little bit as you get a little closer to this building, and it looks like, think of like a Greek shrine, like a Greek style architecture of like
With the
pillars holding up, not really a ceiling, but like a I can't even think of the word right now.
like a truss.
Canopy.
Yeah, like a truss or a
Oh,
canopy
yeah.
around the area, and you have to like walk up some steps. But there's like all these different colored veils hanging in between, so you can't see what's inside, and what And as you, and there's just these beautiful people standing out front, holding baskets of like fruit, and holding
Much better.
yeah, and very welcoming as you walk up. They're very scantily clad as well.
Oh.
These beautiful people that are milling about. Almost all human once again. A couple of half elves. And as you approach, like there's a very obvious like one of the women standing out front recognizes Lasandra and turns and goes in through the veils, like quickly.
Oh, interesting. So something just popped in my head. You had said last session that I would stand out a lot in this town because
You
I'm
haven't
an
seen any
elf.
other full-blooded elves.
So are people staring at me, or
Yeah.
you said people weren't really paying attention to us? But
Well, you-
is this becoming a like?
You get looked at, but nobody really says or does anything about
Okay.
it. But yeah, people look.
Consider your company too. You've got an armor-clad dwarf, a well-known, I'm assuming,
Lady.
Yeah, there was a word there. No, member of the nobility.
Jax.
Yeah, Ric Flair, the nature boy over here, and the only mustache-wearing goblin in existence.
Oh yeah, they're definitely staring at you.
Well, no, it's going to attract a lot of attention.
Just our cadre
Yeah, it's,
as a whole is
You know.
attracting attention.
So we
Yeah.
place devils are more common than elves here.
You guys haven't seen a lot of devils on the mainland here. The
No.
devils like seem to be more on the island,
Okay,
But still more than elves.
but still more than elves.
interesting.
indeed.
I mean, you're kind of you're the only elven family that were in town, so it's not like you feel completely out of place.
Right.
They're
Well,
coming for me.
I was here the whole time.
Can't prove it.
video evidence.
So, as you get a little closer, yeah, like these, a man and woman both approach you with these baskets of these platters of fruit. And please indulge.
I look at Lasandra as I'm reaching for it.
Go right ahead. They're delicious. You don't recognize these fruits. Like they're more tropical in nature.
What's that one?
I totally grab one.
The skin is really tough, but it's very sweet inside.
So you take the skin off.
Yeah,
Just
the
bite
one he
into it.
picks. He just-
It's not that tough.
However, the skin is very bitter.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, but the inside is good. I'm like, peel it, like, just pop the rest
And
of the
then
inside in.
a woman comes out from
white part
beyond the
inside's
veils
good,
as
too.
well, with in attendance with that woman who went back there that you saw go back there, and she is human with almost silver hair pulled back and braided, and which is an unusual hair color for human, but she has silver hair. And I mean, she's in the prime of life, just absolutely beautiful, stunning, curvaceous, and wearing this black and yellow, like, kind of striped, like corset that then feeds into a skirt that matches it as well. And the skirt is slit all the way up on one side.
Got half a fruit like
Yeah,
in
she
my
is-
mouth, and I just stop eating.
Whereas like Lasandra has like this really raw kind of elemental beauty as well. This woman just screams lust.
Oh, excellent.
So I'm badgering these poor plate-bearing fruit peoples. I'm like, so what was that? Like, what was it called?
They give you a name of
What am I? No, screw it. I just eat the rind. That's good.
There are things you do recognize too. There's like strawberries and other fruits you do recognize as well. But there's definitely an assortment of. And so when you get there, Lasandra goes up and embraces the other woman. And
She knows everybody.
turns back and she's
Coming
like,
from, backcountry Hicksville, where nobody dresses scantily. You probably just can't help but not look.
yeah, and she stands in a way where her leg is mostly exposed, like,
I'm just like,
and it seems
That leg.
and it seems very innocent and unintentional.
there's a lot of skin right there.
I grab a durian. Just like pop, like, ooh, this one smells like cheese.
What?
Here. I'm like, no. They smell foul. Like, yeah.
What is this?
I don't know, but it's good.
Lasandra turns back and she's like, Bork, Jax, Von Venetrina, and Casmal. My introduced Isoda. She is the high priestess of Calistria and Westcrown.
Pleased to make your acquaintance,
Nice to
DeSoto.
meet you.
Oh, it's please.
I
The pleasure's all mine. I
do that bow thing that I tried to do with.
I
I've got
assure
fruit
you.
all over my hands. I'm sorry.
It's fine. You can clean up inside.
Oh no, I can just.
Wait, we're going in?
Unless you're-
Yeah. We should go in. I just like hands for my hair.
And yeah, the two women turn and walk inside, and they go and as they walk in, like the two of the other clergy go over and open up the curtains so you can pass into the
Ooh, we're
inner
getting
sanctum.
the VIP treatment.
I'm still standing out like, what the hell is going on here?
Lasandra looks back. She's like, "You wanted to see a shrine, right?
Well, yeah, but
Well, come inside."
okay. I mean, can I get a goat in here? Go walking in.
Maybe.
She goes.
That's a hard maybe.
I
So you-
don't believe they
no king shaming here.
Not like that.
So you go inside, and once again, this kind of veiled off area, and on the back, you can see where it's more of a solid building with several different doors that look like they probably go into private rooms. It's open to the sky in here, though. There's a couple of trees in here that are all fruit bearing, and you're greeted too with the buzzing of like either bees or wasps going around.
What are they?
Stop and take a look at 'em.
Oh yeah.
They're wasps.
No. I turn around.
They
So-
seem pretty high up. Like
Yeah,
they're not
but
really like
Are
coming
they
down.
Big or are they like?
They're wasps.
Oh, they're standard size.
Yeah, they're wasps.
Okay, that I'm okay with. I, for some reason, was believing that they were.
There's a 5 foot tall one at the door high.
You don't see those yet. Don't worry.
Oh,
No, not so.
not
What's
Shadow
behind
Run.
door number 1?
I'm just like,
And yeah, and there's people milling about. Some of them are just like sitting on benches and talking. Some of them are like painting. There's like people with easels set up, painting these like half nude people hanging around here. Like I said, very very Grecian temple style. Mm-hmm. And
That's always
there's
how I pictured it.
and there's people in various states of undress, just like sitting, just barely touching each other, but sitting look like sitting on the grass and talking.
I'm just like looking and then looking down and then looking and then looking down.
So Soda, takes you over to like a small table where there's a bunch of fruit set out as well. None of the wasps come down and get on the food either, which is unusual behavior for wasp if there's food set out.
Right.
And she's like, "Please," and she uses the same word they used at the front. "Please indulge." And
Thank you.
and there's a goblet. There's like a goblet of a red wine sitting on the table as well, and there's like a pitcher of it. And there's like small goblets as well.
I'll take a small goblet.
She's-
Then I'll take like a small piece of fruit.
The wine is very sweet. It's not very strong, but it's very sweet.
It's good dessert wine.
There's a lot of skin in here.
And like as you guys are like having that like the two of them are having a conversation, and you catch bits of like like they haven't seen each other in a while, like old friends catching up.
So
I'm looking appraisingly around at the bodies. Like, appreciatively.
There's a lot of beautiful people here, and then there's a lot of normal people here as well. You know, and you definitely get the people who are very beautiful are all dressed or undressed in similar type of attire, kind of toga type robes, and you always see there's always yellow and black mixed in with the color that they're wearing, though.
Right. Okay.
Well,
And occasionally you see people like slip off to one of the rooms. A couple or trio.
5 or 10.
Yikes.
It's early in the day.
Right.
That's the event hall.
time doesn't matter when you get in your free con.
Whenever is convenient.
Is everything to your liking?
It's beautiful here. Thank you.
It's great.
How's
great.
Sylvari doing?
He's laughing.
It's less morose than I thought it would be.
Morose.
Yeah, I was expecting, like prayers and...
That's what we're doing.
There's lots of praying going on right now. Right over there.
Oh
That's
my!
That's one form, certainly, but... And you see people coming and going a lot in here, like moving, like coming in, like talking, just talking for a brief moment with like one of the priests and then leaving again.
Does it seem very like... I don't know. I was not going to jump to conclusions. I'm a farm boy.
I don't think this is it.
Woodland guy.
If you're looking for somber and dark, then Osmodius might be more to your liking.
We were there. That's a little
What?
too much on the opposite side of the spectrum, but thank you.
If you're looking for somber and enlightening, uplifting, then Iomedae might be more to your liking.
We'll get there.
You could definitely speak with Leona about that.
Yeah.
I understand then that she rescued you?
Sure, yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad she's out there doing good work still.
We appreciate that as well.
Indeed.
And she's like, although, and then Lasandra's like, well, Annabelle already has expressed concern that she should be staying away from the sea for a little bit, but she insists she's good for 1 or 2 more voyages out.
Oh yeah, because
She seems like a hardy young woman, though.
Leona is exceptional in every way.
Wow.
We noticed.
Well, that Arborghast
So-
guy is pretty cool too.
And
She's a little tall, but
and she sits, Soda sits down on one of the benches, where there's like these stone, like marble benches. She sits down and crosses her leg, and the skirt kind of falls away, revealing more of her leg. And she takes
Cheesecake.
she takes no notice of it. Lasandra goes around behind her and stands behind her with her hands on her shoulders.
So
And
Giving her the warm fuzzy.
And Soda, she turns and looks at all of you, and she stops and really looks at you for a minute.
so what's
I like look at her, then look around and look down.
what's going on with the wasps?
They're a sacred animal.
Oh. Interesting.
Callistria isn't just the goddess of carnal pleasures. She's also that of vengeance. And when those who are wronged and seek vengeance come here, we help them achieve that. The wasp is a good example of such vengeance.
Vengeance.
A wasp can sting and harm you in a way that seems disproportionate to its size.
Yeah, that's true.
And they will chase you and continue to sting you, unlike a bee that can sting once and then dies.
Remember that time you got your head stuck in one?
In a bee?
No, the hornet nest.
I don't. But
It was a while ago.
yeah, then I probably might have blacked out from it.
Yeah, they can be vicious.
I remember waking up a few days with a few days missing.
Yeah.
I think he ate like half of them anyway.
Yeah, he did. It was gross.
Protein.
Yeah, after looking at you though, she kind of like looks up at you guys are chatting, so you kind of notice this a little more. She kind of like looks up at gives a questioning look at Lasandra, and Lasandra just kind of shrugs and says, Gulliver was going through the storage. That seems to settle her a little bit.
So yeah, he ate his way out of the hive, and yeah. Anyways,
So, I understand this is your first time to Westcrown, then.
It is. And we're not disappointed.
Aside from the couple hours in Riddleport, this is really our first time to anywhere.
right.
Well, I mean, we don't really remember Riddleport much.
That's right.
That was a brief stay.
But you're going to Absalom next?
That's in the forecast. Yep.
It's a good city. It's people seeking fortune tend to end up in Absalom.
We're more seeking information.
Information on what?
All the venturing groups.
Really?
We're hitting up the Pathfinder Society there.
They'll probably be of value to you. Old adventuring groups. Any in particular? Any that might have come through Westcrown?
Maybe. The Storm Chasers?
That's a name I haven't heard in many years. The Storm Chasers.
I'm watching her reaction intently.
What interest?
I'm watching her thigh intently.
I'm watching the Yellow Jackets.
What interest are the Storm Chasers to you?
Purely familial.
Yeah. Well, we kind of want to know, like, where they went, what they did.
Our parents died before we could get to know them well. We would like to follow their tracks and
You're the descendants of the
know
Storm
them.
Chasers.
Yes.
Have you been initiated into the group?
Yes.
I don't look at her thigh anymore. It just snapped me right out of it.
You have the same mark?
Cackling. I'm just cackling.
Massey?
sure.
Like, fight with my poofy sleeve.
It's not poofy, it's just...
No, mine are poofy.
Raise it up.
I trauma through a little bit.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's on your left shoulders, if you remember.
I actually wrote the right, and I'm like, no, that's a goat. There it is.
Wow. I didn't think I'd see that symbol again. I thought they were retiring.
They did.
Well, they
They
did.
did.
We're just researching them.
This woman looks way too young to have known
Oh,
your parents as adventurers. I'm just throwing that out there. Since she's human.
Don't
when did
pick
you
that
have
up.
occasion to see this mark?
Some years ago.
By some years, who did you see it on?
So GM's looking up the name, but his computer decided to sign him out, so it's going to be a second.
Oh, rough.
That's right, you never remember my password. The question is,
Technical informational difficulties.
Indeed.
I'm really loving your shrine. This is the closest to feeling at home that I've felt for a while. With the trees and the... It's similar to a grove.
It's a little airy.
it has a very elven architecture
Yeah.
to all of it. Calistria is an elven god, or goddess.
Right. So I'm familiar with Calistria because of that. But I like the trees and the...
Yeah, the trees.
All the wood is...
All the wood is what?
Oh my god.
There was a priest of Desna, Lael Griffin, who came through some time ago.
Oh,
Well,
you knew Lael.
He was going through a crisis of faith at the time.
Yeah?
yeah.
He,
Th-
he
you
never
were-
got over the crisis of faith.
You were able to help him out, though, a little, maybe?
A little bit. He helped found the Shrine of Desna here. Even though his faith was lapsed, he was still putting the work forth, hoping he would find some solace in it. Now that I think back, yes, I see it. Okay. So
You see what?
Amrura, right? You're her daughter?
Yes. You knew my mom?
I did.
I'm sorry, that just doesn't seem possible.
I assure you, I am older than I look.
Magic.
And you must be the proud son of Cormac.
Yep. Yep.
You're not Lales.
No.
You have the, you definitely have the look of, what was it, Roman? Roman?
Yeah.
Yes. And I never got to know Scooge well. He, didn't spend much time here. But I'm guessing you're one of his descendants.
Oh, yes. Me and about 7 others.
Well,
So
Well.
how well did you know our parents?
Not very. Lael was the only one who spent much time in the temple.
do you have any info on what they were up to when they? Well, Lael was having his crisis of faith, but
They had just left Absalom and were heading to Varissia, if I recall.
probably when they were.
Oh, so right before they settled then.
I'm sure there were other stops they made on the way.
But
Oh.
now we know for certain that we're backtracking at least part of their
Yeah.
voyage.
Yeah, this is good. What kind of presents did our parents have in this city?
Westcrown was very
Westcrown.
different then. And they stayed mostly to themselves and didn't cause trouble.
Oh, well.
I don't think they liked what they... I think they were... Well, they were searching. They were searching for a place to put down roots, if I recall. That's what Lael talked about a lot. And they were traveling all the way up the coast. And Varissia was one they had talked about a lot. They wanted to see if Cheliax was as bad as they'd been led to believe, and they assured me the stories didn't do it justice.
Did they talk about where they came from?
The Eye.
Did they have any stories about that at all?
No, they when asked, they would talk about it briefly, but they would quiet up quickly afterwards.
Do you know any other stories about the eye?
I know many.
Oh. I would love to hear them.
Yes, I think that's eventually a.
Lasandra kind of like leans over her. She's like, Isoda is extremely busy running the shrine.
Oh,
I actually
yeah.
was just about to suggest maybe we could come at a more
And
scheduled time.
she kind of like pats Lasandra's hand. She's like always overprotective of me.
Yeah, so we don't want to delay you from anything. It's been we're just taking in the sights.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Yes.
Absolutely. Lasandra, who's still standing behind her, kind of like leans down and kisses her on the crown of her head and says, I'll be back and we'll catch up more later. And then Lasandra kind of walks around from behind her. Does this satisfy your interest in a shrine or temple?
Well, I know more now than I did, but the pursuit of knowledge is never, well, is seldom a bad thing.
We can visit Leona's temple if you like.
Maybe later.
Well, with all the provisions, would you like to head back to the manor house before it starts to get too much later in the day? Gulver
Please.
does serve an excellent table, and it's been a long time since he's had a house full to feed.
Is that why he was upset when I made a sandwich and took some pickles?
He's very possessive of his kitchen.
What was the base? The dungeon of the kitchen.
The larder? Yes, that's part of the kitchen.
Okay, I guess that's what it's called. It was dungeon.
I think we should call it dungeon. It's fine.
It was cavernous.
Kitchen dungeon.
Cavernous.
Like stand up and give the weird bow again.
But yeah,
and-
thank you for
Thank you.
everything.
Yeah, so it just stands up very gracefully, and the skirt kind of falls back into place. It was honestly a pleasure meeting all of you.
Likewise.
And yeah, she you notice like her gaze lingers on you a little bit longer, and on Jax a little bit longer.
Blush and look away somewhere else.
And she's. It's good to see elves in the city again.
I swear.
Oh, hopefully I don't draw too much attention.
Attention can be a good thing.
I'm gonna find
It
out
can also be a bad thing.
which god Scooch followed.
But I appreciate your
Hospitality.
your kind words. There was something better I wanted to say, but Katrina went, ugh.
That's all right.
Yeah, it sort of leans into like Lasandra for a minute, and she's like, "They're adorable."
We're gonna get eaten alive.
Yep.
Lysandra leads you guys back out to the front.
Just taking
Excellent.
some long-lasting glances to take with me on the road.
I'm gonna have. Okay, you're looking around. What?
I'm towards the door.
Heading out.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna have you three make me a quick perception check.
I like perception checks.
Me too.
Especially in a skin candy factory here.
Right.
18 plus 5.
21?
23.
22.
So as you're going out, like
We're taking in all the sights.
yeah, the three of you kind of at the same time look over as a wasp head about this big around comes out of the shadows, like in the back corner of the shrine. Like it's kind of like there's like some shrubs and whatnot there, and it's about that high off the ground, and it's seriously like the size of a basketball. This wasp head comes out, and there's one of the priests there, and the priest is like looks like it's feeding it some kind of meat, like raw meat. And then after a moment, it kind of goes back into the shadows.
I'm good. Let's go.
I've never seen one get that big.
Well, Lasandra looks over. They're fed very well.
Is that the vengeance part?
It's the protectors of the shrine.
No, I mean the meat. Is that the end result of
Oh,
vengeance?
I'm sure it's just meat purchased in the market.
Oh, okay. Don't piss these guys off.
Yep.
Good thing Bork didn't see that. Let's never speak of that.
Just hanging outside like wheelie wheelies.
So yeah, these three kind of come out.
Practicing my craft.
Lasandra with them still. All right. Well, we can go across one of the bridges here,
Okay.
Oh, that'd be great.
and we'll head back in.
Excellent.
And yeah, you guys aren't too far from the water, so it's kind of a peninsula curving up. So you have the river flowing down, and you get over and you take one of the bridges back over to the island. There's like boats going underneath you. And you can see this like set of like locks basically because the ground rapidly rises here and the river's coming down from it, and there's like boats that move up and continue on the river, presumably to the capital from there. And yeah, walk across the bridge, and she's pointing out different manor houses to you, of like, this belongs to this noble family, or this belongs to this noble family as you're going through. And she's like, this house here used to belong to House Gosmer, but they were wiped out a couple of years ago, and Lord Malatessa, the mayor, takes it as his residence now.
Trying to pay a lot of attention to this, like as she's rattling off
Yeah.
the thing about noble houses and whatnot.
Okay, yeah. And you kind of get a feel like there's like a shifting, power. And power struggle always. And you guys go past a really small little noble house, and she's like, "This is the wine that we had earlier. This is House Rose." Lady Rose is at the Capitol right now, though, attending the Queen. So
It's an honor for...
A vintner.
But yeah, it just kind of continues on. There's a bunch of guards out front. They're like really, really dark skinned, like darker than you've ever seen.
Still human?
Yep,
Okay.
still human, and they're dressed basically like Spartans,
Ooh.
standing guard around that house. You've not seen. I mean, you've seen a couple like dark skinned people in the marketplace, but this is really your first living so far north. But yeah, they're wearing like very Spartan-esque garb.
It's probably a story there,
I've never seen such darkly tanned people before.
right?
Yeah, you guys in short order get back to the guest house. You can see the main house of House Mirenda, and it is like a palace behind the guest house. It's easily 3 times the size of the guest house, and
That's big, too.
there's a
Interesting.
considerable number of guards here too.
I wonder what their kitchen looks like.
Big.
I should have got a concertina.
Maybe next time?
Maybe next time.
Gulliver will have supper ready probably within about a half an hour for all of you, and Lady Mirenda might wish to join you for dinner tonight.
Oh.
Oh,
It would be our honor.
excellent.
and discuss what she can do to help going forward. She goes with you up to the house, and as she's there, like Gulliver opens the door before you guys get there, and has like the door open, and he sees Lasandra, and he steps back for a moment, comes back, and hands her book, which she just takes under one arm. I do have a few duties of my own to attend to.
Thank you again.
If you need
Thank you.
anything, let Gulliver know.
Sure.
Were you able to find Karn? Was I told one of the...
The Ulfin that was traveling with you?
Yes, yeah.
He's already departed.
Oh. Where'd he go?
He freaking left?
Damn.
You know what that means.
He's on Absalom without us?
I believe
No,
that
just-
was where he was headed.
Just means he's still a unsavory character.
Maybe.
He was extremely hesitant to take any offers of help from us. He seemed very determined to do things on his own.
That's nothing new.
Okay. Well, thank you. And thank you.
Whatever is going on in the kitchen smells amazing.
Gulliver is an exceptional chef. I'm honestly surprised that Lady Mirenda has not moved him into the house.
Yeah.
Well. Thank you again for the escort through the city.
Yes.
Yeah. My pleasure.
And resupplying us.
Yes.
Are you coming
Absolutely.
back for dinner, or will we see you tomorrow?
If my duties allow it. Would you like me to return for dinner?
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Yes.
I'll see what I can do.
I blush and look away.
And she heads to the house. And you guys go in, and you are assailed immediately by the smells of just like this feast being prepared, and some familiar and some new smells as well. Different vegetables and spices being used, or in combinations that you're not used to, and it's just very savory through the whole house.
We'll probably like what was on the ship that we sailed here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on the ship, on Arborghast.
After
ship,
we got,
yes. It's not poisoned gruel.
Right.
Good.
Not poisoned gruel.
But yeah, the
Poisoned
dining
dish.
room table is all set. It's more than one fork at each setting.
You can get at it with both
You
hands.
use that one for leafy greens, and you use that one for meats. and
Couldn't you just
other
use
things.
it the same one?
You use this one
You
for the
could.
left hand.
How do you use any of that?
First of all, do this. Just making sure.
Okay. So, like, this is where elf etiquette comes in. My mom would have taught me this,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So, real quick, before anybody sits down and eats with us, let me just show you guys how to use the silverware so that we look polite in the household. Is that okay, Candy? Can you just...
No, by all means. By all means. I'm just kind of like...
I almost feel like we should switch to battle cam for this.
Indeed, we should.
Roll initiative.
teaching the Dwarven Ranger and the Goblin
I
etiquette.
actually am trained in society. I know all about this.
So then I'm not addressing you.
Yeah.
I'm just addressing whoever I know
That's
is
why I'm
not
just like,
familiar with the... Then I'm not addressing you.
I
You
know,
don't have to
but
take it personally.
I'm not taking it
But-
personally. That's just... He's just zoning out.
Okay. Let me just real quick show you guys, okay? I'm just like...
To give him a primer on
This
etiquette.
is... Yeah, okay, so you hold your fork like this.
I'm
Okay.
displaying I know how to use a fork.
You don't hold it the way she shows you, though.
So you don't
mention it
hold
like
it...
this.
You don't hold it like this, okay? You hold it in between your fingers delicately.
Oh.
Yeah.
Delicately.
Delicately. I mean,
Oh.
not like a hammer.
Well,
is what I'm saying.
I know how to hold a fork. I'm just interested in why so many.
Also,
Well, no,
it's
I'll
considered-
just, so this fork is for like the leafy substances, and this fork is for like the meats, and that little tiny fork usually is for desserts, and then your knife and your spoon. The big round spoon is for if there's soup. There's not always soup, so but the normal.
But why
little-
use the spoon if there's no soup?
Well, because when they set the table, they put everything that you might need. It's just to look fancy.
Also, when you cut the meat, go across the brain of the meat.
I just usually cut off the fat and then.
Why would you cut off the fat? That's the best part.
I was going to say you eat it first.
Well, yeah. I mean. Okay. I will try to use all of them.
Well, just as if it's appropriate. I'll tell you what. Follow my lead if you need help.
There might be a two-prong fork that's for fish.
Oh yeah. That usually comes out with the fish, though.
Oh, that's 3. Okay. I think we got this.
See, 3 is solely for ruling the ocean. Or Asgard.
Okay. What are the little plates for?
Bread.
Well, usually we only had one plate or bowl if you're having. But this has a bowl, a plate.
Well, and they'll take those and put things in their
Yeah.
place. So you really don't need to worry about that too much.
They'll dish you up.
Okay. I
You
got
just
it.
gotta let it happen.
We got this.
I'm kind of eager to see the room that we're staying in. Well, I guess that I'm staying in. I don't have to sleep next to any of you.
There was a bed in that room. There was like a
there-
goblin-sized bed in that
All
room.
the
man.
gods.
No farting.
I am totally just going to make a nest out of blankets and everything.
So yeah, you guys, at some point, like Gulliver comes out, and
We're like looking at forks. And
yeah, you guys are just sitting at the table, and
I'm putting them back all down wrong.
No.
What? Oh.
Like this. Look. Copy this.
Okay. All right. I got it. Good.
All right.
and yeah, you.
And don't put your napkin in your shirt. Put it across your lap.
But what if you get it on your shirt?
Well, then that's what laundry's for.
Oh.
And lean forward. Eat over the plate. Don't eat over your shirt.
All right. All right.
I tell Cubby this all the time. If he's watching. He better not be. He should be in bed.
There we go. Wow. Sorry, I was looking for some notes here, and I could not find them.
Found them.
It was under a name that I just didn't associate for whatever reason. All right. So yeah, you're sitting there, and the food starts to come out. Like there's like a train of halflings coming out delivering platters of food to the table.
Excellent.
Dinner's now.
Yeah, it's like you guys spent some hours walking around
Yeah,
the
yeah.
marketplace and everything. So yeah, it's getting evening time.
Oh, here comes the food. I
And
mean,
we're having dinner with.
the food
So it's
has
just right now
arrived.
it's just the four of you there. And they're setting plates out, and Gulliver, kind of takes you in and looks at you, and he's like, "If you wish to refrain from dining just yet, Lady Mirenda will be here shortly."
We will do so.
Will you be joining us as well?
Turns and walks off.
Now, where I'm from, the chef is supposed to eat with you so you can give him the compliments.
Apparently not here.
He doesn't seem to appreciate or like our compliments.
Or us in general.
I think we're yokel.
I think he gets paid to put up with us. As long as I don't wake up with him stabbing me in the back with something, I'm okay with that.
Oh, that went to a dark place.
It's for the goblin souffle.
I will point out that we did get drugged in Riddleport.
I'm pretty sure they would have drugged us by now if they were gonna.
So, yeah, you guys are talking and somewhat distracted. A very large, very blonde elf comes in.
Did we not see his hair before because he had a helmet on?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And
So
here's Dark Heart.
Flowing
It's
locks.
not. It's actually a really short cut
Oh,
because
no.
helmet.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally enclosed helmet. Very stern looking. Very big without his armor.
Oh, he's not wearing armor, huh?
He's not wearing his armor.
Okay.
Has just a what most people would call a short sword. He probably uses it as a dagger on his belt. And yeah, he's not much smaller outside of his armor. Like he's broad-chested, which is unusual for elves. And I said about 6'7" without his armor on.
Oh my gosh.
Is he dressed all fancy?
He's dressed very simply.
Okay. Not like anything
Solid
with
black
frills in
eyes,
his ascot.
which is normal for elves in Galarian. And yeah, he comes in ahead, and then like kind of looks around, and then Lady
wave.
Mirenda.
I'm like, oh,
Lady Mirenda
why
comes
not have
in.
me take this to my room?
What do you take?
My breastplate. Take this to my room.
The halflings help you take the armor off really quick.
So they stand.
Yeah, Lady Mirenda comes in wearing just this gorgeous green dress.
The table comes up to like here on me. Just like
Lasandra trails in behind her. And yeah, they come join you at all three come join you at the table.
I do the weird bow.
like trying to see past the entrees.
There's a chair at the table that's designed to be higher.
Oh no, I get that, but I'm standing
He's
next to
standing.
the table.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, here we go.
You can see him better under the table.
Yeah, I just don't want to.
And yeah, they come over, and you can see that Lasandra walking in is carrying like a pretty good sized map case as well, but she sets it down in the living room as she comes in.
Cool.
Annabelle comes in, and she's kind of looking around the house too, like someone who doesn't come in here very often.
Oh,
That's her guest house.
Yeah, it's a guest house.
Right.
yeah.
Hello?
And she gets kind of a wistful smile, like as she's looking around, like she hasn't been in here in a while.
Oh.
Thank you for joining us,
Indeed.
and thank you for the house.
Or the use thereof.
Yeah.
It's been sitting mostly empty. I'm glad someone can get some use from it, especially if it's someone willing to do some good in Westcrown.
Indeed.
And she comes over and she sits down at the head of the table, like just as naturally as anything. And Balthazar takes a seat directly to her right, and Lasandra takes a seat directly to her left.
How big is the table?
It could easily seat 12 people,
Okay.
and it's covered in food as if it's expecting that many.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'll sit at the foot of the table.
That's
Or,
Bork's
6
here.
people and a goblin.
That's
Yeah.
the thing, a Bork here. There's a whole ham for you.
I know.
There is a chair made for goblins at the table, so. And it doesn't look like it's new. Like it.
Yeah, I use it. I'm like, oh.
Have a seat after Vaughn sits.
Bother, I'm sure it's that.
Because they sat. I'll wait for you to sit.
Most
I'll
prestigious
sit on the
chair.
other side of Lasandra.
Okay. So.
Continue that.
Where'd you sit?
I just as soon as she sat, I sat.
No.
I was waiting for her to sit, and then I'll sit at just the right-hand side of the table.
Does anyone wish to make any long-winded speeches before we eat?
I'll go sit next to the helmet.
Do you
guy,
want us
just so I
to?
look awkward.
Is that
There's kind of a tradition at this table for some time.
Oh. I mean, we could.
And she just kind of smiles.
I mean, who are we to break tradition?
Please, enjoy the meal.
You want to tell a speech while we eat?
No. Slide one of the hams over. Moving on to my plate and start.
How
cutting
was your
chunks
day?
off.
How was your day in Westcrown today?
It was amazing.
Educational and eventful.
it was
Well, maybe not eventful.
breathtaking at times.
There's a lot that the city has to show you. I know Lasandra can only show you so much of it in one day. And
Yeah.
have you decided if you are planning on staying in Westcrown for some time, or are you looking to expedite your trip to Absalom?
Well, I think we decided that we'll stay for a little while.
The city didn't scare you off then?
No.
Yeah, look at Casmo.
Well, I mean, Absalom's a much
Bigger city.
Yeah. So I'm not looking forward to that. But
I'm proceeding to clear all of the
think-
plates that are within reach.
looks like a little nuke went off over
Yeah,
by yours.
They're quickly replaced.
I was just thinking maybe Karn had the right idea on scooting along, but
The
deal
Ulfin
with-
who traveled with you?
Yes.
I spoke with him a little bit today. He was
I'm
extremely
sorry.
anxious to. Well, he was quite charming.
Oh,
What?
it may not have been the same person.
I deal with Ulfin traders from time to time. He's
So you're saying for an Ulfin, he was charming.
absolutely.
Oh, I don't want to be a rude one
Man,
or a mysterious one
cryptic one.
or
Oh,
a cryptic one.
He
kind of do now.
he felt responsible for the events that had transpired, and was hoping to get a head start on finding information. And I think the guilt was eating at him a bit. And I had mentioned that you had thought about staying in town for a little bit, and he
I think we staged to pay off what I would feel is a debt for
Yes.
saving us.
I'll allow me to be very clear on this. There is no debt.
We're paying it forward. We're paying your kindness forward where we can.
We still feel morally and ethically obligated to respond in kind.
Which is exactly the qualities in people I look to surround myself with.
Good.
I understand Lasandra's already told you a little bit about a task that we would like taken care of.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
did.
Nothing too strenuous, I hope. Just a
Seems simple enough.
journey a couple days out of town. Check on the well-being of some grave sites and return with what you find.
Yes.
Why do you have a suspicion that there might be something wrong with them?
Because of other things going on in town right now.
Who were these people?
They were part of a political group that existed in Westcrown some years ago. Most of them that stayed loyal to Westcrown have become city guard. Westcrown went through some tragedies a few years ago. There was a demonic incursion that happened in town, and many people were killed. The city was thrown into chaos, and if not for a group of people morally aligned like yourselves, it probably would have fallen completely. which would have resulted in the Queen sending a devil legion to quell the town, and Westcrown would still be a city under occupation.
Oh.
And the events all began at a little farmhouse just 2 days out of town.
The farmhouse we're going to.
Yes.
I see.
It always starts with a farmhouse.
And there were some of the members of this group, they were called the Silver Serpents, that were slain there and laid to rest. And I just want to make sure that the bodies are still all laying to rest.
Interred.
Should be easy enough.
Arborghast informs me that there should be 4 bodies, but his memory isn't always the best on these things. And so we need to make sure there's still 4 bodies in that grave.
Maybe 5.
Well, if his memory's not that great, how do we know the specific number of bodies?
Or 3.
So if we find empty graves,
Just report what you find.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, they should be marked in some way.
The grave has a small stone marker on it, I believe.
A cairn of sorts. Perfect.
And we have a map, and she kind of glances back towards the living room. We have a map that we brought with. But less morbid talk at dinner.
Indeed.
I'm glad you had I'm glad you enjoyed your first day in Westcrown, though, and I hope this portends that we'll have many good days together here.
Yeah.
That is our hope.
And I know that you have your own goals, and I don't wish to sidetrack you from them. And if at any time you've decided your time in our city is done, I'll help you get wherever you need to go.
We thank you for that.
Much appreciated.
appreciate it.
Certainly better than our first boat ride.
I'm also paying it forward.
Good.
I was at a point in my life when these heroes, truly, that I mentioned before, morally aligned individuals like yourselves, saved my life, and helped me to bring House Mirenda back from the brink of destruction. And this is my way of making sure that this type of thing continues.
Well, we'd love to hear the story sometime when and if you're ready to share it.
Loaf of bread.
All the way in.
And Lasandra leans to you. She's like, some stories aren't best not recounted.
Whatever, whatever you wish to recount. The good times.
Yeah, when this kind of subject gets brought up, like a very dark look goes over Balthazar's face.
The good times. Good times. I look down at my plate and start eating with the fish fork.
Yes. I'm doing this while
we
keeping
visited the Temple of Calistria.
appropriate decorum.
Oh,
Nice.
did you get to meet Isoda?
Oh, we did.
Nope.
Yes.
She is an absolute
Nope, nope,
delight.
nope.
Just remember to
Lovely woman.
I have another question for her.
You have a question for Isoda?
Yes. But we can get it to her at some other point.
What question?
Do the wasps
Ever the table
here-
stops and looks at you.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
This is the most you've said the entire time.
Napkin.
that
Yeah, go ahead, please.
just that it occurred to me, like one of the reasons why I thought Karn was in a hurry was the same reason I wanted to be in a hurry. But I wanted to know if we were the last descendants, or if she knew of others that went and settled other places,
Oh.
because they might be in danger.
Oh, that's a good question.
And if we linger somewhere, if that becomes a dangerous place.
Something chasing you?
Maybe.
Lasandra leans in, like, much more intrigued. She kind of smiles as you mention that. She's like, what's chasing you?
A storm.
Sometimes the storm chases back.
Really? Spirit of types? Elemental? Or just random magical manifestations?
I think it's controlled by somebody.
With an army of
Ooh.
What was it called?
The
An army of gnolls.
They were scavengers after the
Did I transport
destruction. Though maybe they're still a part of it.
I did not.
Well, I'll let you know, Isoda's temple has acquired many of the records from the School of Magic when it fell. Not all, but she
Oh.
has several, and I'm sure even as we speak now she's researching.
Well, excellent. That'd be good.
Yeah, let's. We'd love to see if we could get a peek at those.
Not to derail you from going to Absalom, but you may still find answers here. And who knows what you can find in, I don't know, 4 days while you're out of town. And Lasandra kind of leans back then and takes a bite of food very delicately.
I'm running the race with the servants. Like seriously, just blur.
They
meat saw!
they put a disproportionate amount of pickled things near you.
I'm like, those I have to eat slow.
They know.
It's like they've served goblins before.
I just kind of sit back like.
But yeah,
To distract
like
you.
Annabelle is a charming hostess and does like proceed to tell some like funny stories about life in Westcrown, and the conversation kind of like goes that direction for a while as you guys enjoy dinner. And we will wrap it up there because we're almost at 10 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And I think this is a good wrapping point, and we can
Yeah.
start next session with you guys getting ready to go on the road, out to investigate what lies at this abandoned farmhouse.
If the just to kind of set the tone for the rest of that evening too. If she's going to, then I will proceed to also bring up and regale tales of our younger age shenanigans.
Okay, perfect. Otherwise,
build
I mean,
that.
I'd gladly roleplay this all night, but I know we all got places to be, like,
Yeah.
sleep at some point. Anyhow, thanks for tuning in, guys. We will be back next week to play some more. And
I'm sorry we weren't that active with chat.
we are, we'll see what mysteries lie, if any.
I got you guys going.
If any, at the farmhouse, and what this Portal
it's-
Inn is all about.
I'm sure it's
on the
fine.
way there too. It should be fun. Thank you for joining in. Be sure to like us here. Look for past episodes on YouTube, and all of our social media links can be found just below the Twitch chat and also on chaoticnight.com. And we will see you guys again next week.
Primed and ready tomorrow.
Primed and ready tomorrow from 2 to 5. Yep.
Ow, ow.
We'll see you guys later. Have a good night.
Bye. That's you guys right there.